South Union Township Sports Network, in cooperation with the South Union Township Supervisors, live streaming the Laurel Highlands High School baseball game today from Landman Field. It's senior day as the Laurel Highlands Mustangs host the Albert Gallatin Colonials. Again, welcome to Laurel Highlands High School. Brian Morozak along with you. Tony Hanula is going to join me for all of the play-by-play, and we also have Jerry Dupay behind the camera. Our broadcast brought to you as a joint cooperative venture featuring Township Supervisors Robert Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, Breezeline Cable, Armstrong Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. Again, I'm Brian Morozak with Tony Hanula and Jerry Dupay, and we're going to have the Senior Day festivities upcoming in just a moment here from Laurel Highlands High School.
And welcome to the Laurel Highlands High School. Here with Laurel Highlands First, we have Mr. Dan Carney. Dan is being escorted by parents Dan and Kim Carney and sister Kylie. Dan has played baseball for 14 years and plays catcher. Dan has also played football for the Mustangs, where he served as captain. His positions were linebacker and running back. He was selected for the All-County football team and received honorable mention on the All-Conference team. His achievements include that he was a member of the National Honor Society and the Penn State 4.0 Club. Dan was recently nominated for the 2021-2022 Positive Athlete Western Pennsylvania Award. Dan's future plans will be that he will be attending Penn State University main campus in the fall, majoring in computer engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dan Carney.
Keep him off the mound.
Oh, they tell her to have him take the... Oh,
Kim,
Kim, have him take the pictures from here.
facing this way. You can get him on the
Face
camera
this
for
way.
the...
Have him take the pictures from this side.
We'll start now.
Shable could stand on first base. All right, yeah, wait till he snaps his picture. Well, I guess you could probably do that while they're taking it, right?
All right.
Our next senior, Mr. Joe Chambers. Joe is being escorted by his parents, Todd and Marissa Chambers. Joe plays pitcher for the Mustangs, and his future plans are to attend the University of Tampa. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joe Chambers. Next up, Mr. Carson D'Amico. Carson is the son of Krista and Dawn D'Amico and the brother of Connor D'Amico. Carson plays left field and center field for the Mustangs. He has played baseball for 14 years and has also played for the Red Storm and Pittsburgh Sliders travel teams. And he also played for the Uniontown Junior Legion team. He is a member of the National Honor Society. Carson will be attending the University of Pittsburgh main campus, majoring in undecided business. Ladies and gentlemen, Carson D'Amico. Next up, Mr. Ben Diamond. Ben is being escorted by his parents, John and Chris Diamond. Ben is one of the captains of the varsity baseball team and plays outfield. He has been playing baseball for 13 years. Ben has played on numerous teams, including the Uniontown Red Storm, the Pittsburgh Sliders, and Senior Legion Baseball. In addition to baseball, Ben was this year's punter for our football team and a captain of the soccer team. He is a member of the National Honor Society, the Mini Mighty Mustangs Mentor Program, Student Forum, the Penn State 4.0 Club, as well as several other school clubs and activities. He was recently nominated for the Heinz Ward Positive Athlete Award. After graduation, Ben will be attending the University of Pittsburgh School of Nursing to pursue a career in anesthesiology. He personally would like to thank his mom and dad for being his biggest fans and his teammates and coaches for their encouragement and support. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Diamond. Next up, Caden Early. Caden is the son of Edward and Michelle Early, brother of Kennedy, and uncle to Cicely. He began t-ball at the age of 4, and from there his baseball journey began, starting at Hark and playing for numerous travel organizations, some of those including Red Storm, Pittsburgh Diamond Dogs, and Flood City. Caden dedicated all of himself to this sport for 14 years, and unfortunately his season was unexpectedly cut short due to a shoulder injury that will require extensive surgery. He will be attending Eastern Florida State College in the fall, majoring in computer programming and analysis. Playing baseball for the Titans still remains a goal for Caden, but is unknown at this time and will depend on the outcome of his shoulder surgery. Ladies and gentlemen, Caden Early. Next up, Noah Matthews.
Try to start all over.
Sorry about that. Noah Matthews. Noah is the son of Tim and Lori Matthews. He is a member of the National Honor Society and the quiz team. He was also a member of the Hometown High Q Trio this year. Noah has played baseball since he was 4 years old. He's played in many positions, but this year is a pitcher only. He will be attending Penn State Fayette in the fall to major in business and will be playing baseball for the Roaring Lions. Ladies and gentlemen, Noah Matthews. Next up, Mr. Alex McLean. Alex is the son of Ralph and Jody McLean and the brother of Jesse. Alex plays third base, first base, and pitches. He has played baseball for 14 years. Outside of baseball, he enjoys working out and spending time with friends. He has also been included playing in travel teams in the summertime. Alex was a member of National Honor Society this year and one of our homecoming escorts. He will be continuing his athletic and academic careers at Elizabethtown College this fall. He will be studying engineering and playing the game that he loves for the E-Town Blue Jays. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex McLean. Braden McKnight. Braden is the son of Kelly and Shady McKnight and a brother of Olivia. Braden has played the infield, outfield, and he pitches. He has been playing baseball for 14 years and has also played with summer travel teams and the Uniontown Legion teams. Braden was also a member of our National Honor Society and also one of our homecoming escorts this year. Braden will be attending Penn State University in the fall, the Eberly campus, majoring in business and continuing his love for baseball, playing for that Fayette County campus baseball team. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Braden McKnight. Ron B. Hall. Ryan is the son of Simron and Paul B. Hall, and is also the brother of Sonny B. Hall, who is an alumnus of Laurel Highlands and played football. Ron is being escorted by Brian and Tom Sankovich. Ron has played baseball in Little League and high school, and now helps manage the team with statistics. He grew up around the Sankovich family, who introduced him to baseball and has been affiliated ever since. In the fall, Ron will be attending West Virginia University, majoring in economics, and will continue to be tied to baseball with the Sankovich family. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Ron B. Hall. Paul Kenya, Jr. Paul is the son of Paul and Kathy Kenya, and the brother of LH freshman Ann Kenya. Paul has been a part of the LH baseball team for 2 years as a manager statistician. In the fall, Paul will be attending the John Chambers Business School at West Virginia University and majoring in entrepreneurship and marketing. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Kenya.
What do you got left? Just the AG seniors in? And then you'll turn it over to Rob. Rob will do the lineups and the national anthem now.
Seniors, I just want to mention from the late, great Barry Rosner, you always have a home here at Laurel Highlands, so don't ever forget us. Come back and see us sometime. At this time, we would also like, once again, ladies and gentlemen, our seniors. At this time, the Mustangs would also like to recognize the seniors from Albert Gallatin. We have Ashton Brown, Caleb Matsis Chapman, Nate McCusker, Nick Pegg, Tristan Robinson, Charlie Schuff, Johnny Scotchalak, and Christian Stout. Congratulations to you as well, Albert Gallatin seniors.
Good afternoon, WMS Radio.
Hey, Adrian, ready to go.
Okay, hold on.
To stand in the gap today. For more information, visit our website at standinthegapradio.com.
Well, as we get ready to wrap up our program today, again, this is...
Hi, this is Bill.
Hey, we're ready to go.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're ready to go. Okay. Stand by.
Genesis.org. So you can find out information there about a whole range of things, even the one we're talking about today, dinosaurs. But at the same...
In Connellsville, Pinto Home Care, and Mountain View Cafe, Route 857 in Smithfield, proud sponsors of Stand in the Gap Today, every Thursday at 3:15 on WMBS. The preceding program was a recorded presentation. The opinions expressed are those of yes, and not necessarily those of WMBS Radio.
It's time for another C. Harperado Group High School Sports Day. Coverage of high school baseball here on WMBS, the Privileged High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live, being brought to you by the C. Harperado Group. Fayette County Recorder of Deeds, John Marietta. Uniontown Detailing.
the Centers for Rehab Services and physical therapist Jim Burns, State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman, general dentist Dr. Edward Wietek, First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, M&R Transit, the Radcliffe Law Firm, the Sprouse Insurance Group and agent David Hughes, Potter's Bar and Grill, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, Ted Sova and Son Body and Fender Repair, Shop and Save Walnut Hill Uniontown, the Somerset Trust Company, the Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 in Hopwood, NovaCare Rehabilitation, Jimmy John's in Uniontown, Davis and Davis Attorneys at Law, Peachin's Pharmacy, Casey's Sports Cafe, M&R Transit, Ford of Uniontown, and by Mama Ruka's Pizza Shop. Now stay tuned for high school baseball action here on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
From Landman Field here at Laurel Highlands High School, it's time for high school baseball action here on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, the South Union Township Sports Network, and Facebook Live this afternoon. It's senior day here at Landman Field as the Laurel Highlands Mustangs, 12-6 overall, 9-3 out of Section 3 4A play, host the Albert Gallatin Colonials. Albert Gallatin just 1-13 overall. They finished section play 1-9. Tony Hanola alongside Nick Barczyk and Bill Madden back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios, and Jerry Dupay behind the camera. Of course, as always, our pregame show being brought to you by the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes. They'll get you ready for the game. They're located at 217 West Main Street in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-9812 for the Sprouse Insurance Group. And Tony, Laurel Highlands looking for a playoff tune-up after sweeping Uniontown in their final conference series on Monday and Tuesday.
Well, defeated Uniontown 2 games, but had a tough time yesterday down at Thomas Jefferson. Got outplayed a little bit, lost 11-6 and made some errors. So they're trying to right the ship before they get into playoff action next week. So this will be a good test today against Albert Gallatin.
For Albert Gallatin, they picked up only one win all season, but albeit that was against the #1 team in 5A in Peters Township. In fact, Peters Township has not lost another game this season.
Yeah, they caught him on the right day, and that's what happened. And got good pitching and ended up beating them 7-6. But you never know. Like I said, senior day today, you're going to see some different players for both teams play. So I'm looking forward to a good game.
The Mustangs will finish in second place in Section 3 and 4A for the second straight season. They'll find out their playoff fate tomorrow at 2 o'clock when they will announce the WPIL playoff pairings. Mentioned it's senior day here at Laurel Highlands. Seniors including Joe Chambers, Caden Early, Braden McKnight, Dan Carney, Ben Diamond, Carson D'Amico, Alex McLean, Noah Matthews, and Logan Urich, all honored before the start of the game. A pretty big senior class there for Laurel Highlands, Tony.
Yeah, I counted 9 seniors on the roster getting ready for this, Brian. So they're going to have a lot of shoes to fill here next year when they come in. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do here throughout the rest of the year. And obviously these seniors want to go out on a good note in their last game here at home and then also do well in the playoffs.
Noah Matthews getting the start on the mound for Laurel Highlands today. Johnny Skocilak will pitch for Albert Gallatin.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what they both do. As you said, a lot of action so far this week for both teams, so you have some pitching that really can't be used for Laurel Highlands. So hopefully Matthews can give them a pretty good outing and last about 4 or 5 innings for him.
We'll set the batting lineup for Albert Gallatin, the defense for Laurel Highlands when the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show continues right after this.
Going on now at Arthur Chevrolet.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $223 a month. First payment and security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit charperchevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Lease is for GMF for well-qualified individuals at 10,000 miles per year, 24 months with $2,999 cash trade equity and GM Lease Loyalty or GM Lease Conquest. Payment is with tax, title, and fees. First payment and security deposit waived. Sale ends May 31st, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-929-8000.
Spring forward to home construction season with First Federal of Greene County. First Federal's construction and improvement loans puts you in charge of your dream home project with all the tools you need. First Federal offers construction loans, owner-builder loans, and home improvement loans. With offices in Fayette, Greene, and Washington counties, your loan stays here. Visit with a First Federal loan officer today or apply online at firstfederalofgreene.com. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 458729.
Magisterial District Judge Daniel Shimshak wants to wish the best to all 2022 high school and college graduates. Congratulations for all of your hard work over the years, and best of luck in all of your future endeavors. From Magisterial District Judge Daniel Shimshak, wishing everyone the best during the spring and summer seasons.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to SproulsInsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Back here at Landman Field at Laurel Highlands High School, the Colonials of Albert Gallatin to bat first here in the top half of the first inning. Let's take a look at their lineup. Leading off and playing third base, number 8, Tristan Robinson. Batting second and pitching, number 6, Johnny Skochalak. Batting third and in right field, number 1, Caleb Matzis-Chapman. And the cleanup spot in center field, number 15, Nick Pegg. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 21, Evan McGee. Batting sixth and catching, number 12, Nate McCusker. Batting seventh and playing second base, number 24, Gino Valenti. He's only a freshman. Batting eighth in left field, number 16, Cyrus Potkull. And batting ninth and playing shortstop, number 3, Bryce Barton. Defensively for Laurel Highlands, though, Ben Diamond in left, Carson D'Amico in center, and Braden McKnight in right. Around the horn, Alex McLean playing third. Carson Scott getting the start in place of Mr. Sankovic. No Sankovic in the lineup. Tyler getting the day off today. So you have Carson Scott playing short, Frank Kula playing second base, Joe Chambers playing first, Tristan McCoy catching, and Noah Matthews pitching. Already his 9th appearance of the season, 0-1 record, 1.95 ERA. He's worked 14 and a third innings, given up 12 hits, 12 runs, but only 4 of them earned. Struck out 13 and walked 11 so far this season. So the Mustangs mixing up the lineup a little bit as expected here, Tony, for senior day.
Yeah, trying to get all the seniors in and let them play. They put as much time in as anybody else, so they're trying to get some action in. And as you see, starting a pitcher today, that's a senior, Noah Matthews. And Matthews has given him good innings so far this year, and I would expect the same thing here this afternoon.
Final regular season game of the year for Laurel Highlands. Albert Gallatin will take on Waynesburg tomorrow to wrap up their regular season. Of course, for Albert Gallatin, only one win. That means no playoffs. They have not made the postseason since 2004. And Laurel Highlands looking for another deep playoff run. Of course, played in a WPIAL title game back in 2019. Made the WPIAL semis and played a PIAA play-in game a season ago.
Yeah, and they're going to have a big road to go here if they're going to do that this year. Like I said, it all depends on their pitching. They had some excellent pitching over the last few years, and you got to hope that Chambers and Kravosky and even Matthews, and you're going to see also Braden O'Brien on the mound, so you got to hope that those arms can carry him through a long playoff run.
If you look at last year, the Mustangs entered the playoffs as the number 5 seed. Don't be surprised if they're going to have a similar situation coming up this year. Like last year, 9-3 in the conference, finished in second place. And a season ago, the Mustangs were able to win in the first round down at W&J, then knock off North Catholic at Greater Latrobe to get to the semifinal round, and it might be a similar path here in 2022.
Well, I think you are going to see a similar path. I think the Mustangs are probably, like you said, maybe a 5th or 6th seed at the most. I got a feeling, obviously, Montour is going to be the number 1 seed no matter what. But the Mustangs, like I said, 5 and 6 seed, they can actually go pretty far. They're doing with that situation. And like I said, the pitching they have, they do have a chance to go far.
We have 4 teams in our coverage area that made the WPIAL playoffs. Connellsville in this year. Don't be surprised if the Falcons might have to play a play-in game in 5A with 17 teams getting into the playoffs in 5A. Connellsville 9-10 overall, 4-6 in their conference, finishing in 4th place. They might have an early game. California always strong. They finished behind Carmichael's in their conference. And, of course, the Uniontown Red Raiders in the playoffs for the first time since 2014. Good to see for Kenny Musco's squad. Uniontown playing at Brownsville this afternoon.
Yeah, and actually, Uniontown probably could have had a better record. They lost some really close games, and really this week, 2 close games against the Mustangs and lost a tough game against West Mifflin. So a couple games here and there. They actually could have been the second-place team in this section.
Just about set to go. Albert Gallatin in their way black, silver numbers, white trim. Their dugout across to our left, and the Mustang dugout right below us. Laurel Highlands in the home whites, red numbers, blue caps. Getting set to go. Mustangs entering 12-6 overall, 9-3 in conference play. Albert Gallatin 1-13 overall, 1-9 out of Section 4 in 5A as Tristan Robinson will step in. The senior third baseman batting .317 so far this season. And Noah Matthews will wind and fire the first pitch here to Robinson, a little low and outside for ball 1. How far do you expect Matthews to go this afternoon, Tom?
I would let him go. I would say 4 or 5 innings without a doubt. I think that let him eat up some innings for you. Like I said, you're going to have some tough games in the playoffs. You're going to need those arms, and I got a feeling the playoffs are probably going to start, Tuesday, I'm going to guess. Prairings are going to be coming out tomorrow. They're calling for rain on Monday, so I would expect Tuesday to be the opening playoff games.
Yeah, the Mustangs played on Wednesday a season ago, and you might have some of those play-in games early in the week, and who knows what else is going to be on tap later on next week as well. Count 1-1. Noah Matthews to Tristan Robinson just underway here, top half of the first inning. Now Matthews 1-1 pitch, breaking ball hit on the ground to third. A little juggle, McLean regaining. Throw over to first in time to Joe Chambers to retire Robinson 5-3 for the first out of this top half of the first inning.
Yeah, nice job by McLean. He was actually playing in a little bit, kind of on the grass, so he was able to keep that ball in front of him and able to make the out on Robinson.
So now Johnny Skocciolak coming to the plate. He's opposing Matthews on the mound for Albert Gallatin here today, senior pitcher, batting .216 with 2 RBIs so far this season. Matthews set to go. Heady kid as well, Tony. He was on the hometown high Q team for Laurel Highlands this year. Fastball here to the lefty, missed for ball 1.
Well, it never hurts.
No.
That's for sure.
You got our umpires as well this
I do. Behind the plate is Blake McKnight, and out in the field is Mike Doppelhauer.
Now the 1-0. And Skocciolak with a line drive down the line, just foul. Take the count to 1-1. Skocciolak gave that one a pretty good drive down the first base line.
Yeah, caught him coming in. They didn't want a whole lot of accolades, so they said, we can call them whatever we want. I said, nah, we don't do that kind of stuff to the umpires. We'll take it easy on you today.
What a big win Albert Gallatin had earlier on this season over Peters Township. I talked to head coach Ron Popovich before the game. He said, we played an absolutely perfect game. Couldn't have played any better. Had a lot of our guys back for that game. They've been plagued with a number of injuries so far this season. 1-1 here, breaking ball. Might have been foul tipped. Nonetheless, takes the count to 1-2 to Skocciolak. And amazing that Albert Gallatin has not picked up another win, and Peters Township has not picked up another loss. Has to be the WPIAL baseball upset of the season.
By far. And you would have thought that it might have given Albert Gallatin a little bit of confidence after beating the number 1 team, but they just couldn't get things going and couldn't fire on all cylinders because of the injuries.
1-2 on the way, a little low. Takes us even now to 2-2. Albert Gallatin coming in. They've been outscored 126-16. Just not been able to get the runs across this season, Tone.
Yeah, I think I saw, a 191 team batting average. So can't do a lot of hitting and can't score a lot if you don't put some hits together.
Now the 2-2. Matthews to Skocciolak with one away here at the top of the first. Fastball, hard hit and through on the left side right between Carson Scotts and Alex McLean, and a one-out single here for Johnny Skocciolak, and Albert Gallatin in business here in the top half of the first inning with Caleb Matzis-Chapman, the Albert Gallatin right fielder, coming to the plate. The senior batting .244 with 3 RBIs so far this year for Ron Popovich's squad.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting there by Skocciolak. Able to take that outside pitch and shoot it to the left side of the diamond. Found that hole between McLean and Scott.
Of course, Coach Popovich, longtime assistant under Tom Landman here at Laurel Highlands, as Matthews now works out of the stretch here to Matzis-Chapman. First pitch popped up in foul territory on the left side. That'll go over the fence and out of play and take the count to 0-1. And, of course, he's very familiar with a lot of these Laurel Highlands kids. Of course, he also coaches in the American Legion League as well, along with Brad Yeoman, the Mustang skipper.
Well, they talk a lot of baseball in that family, put
yes,
it that way.
Matthews will look over at first, watching Skocciolak. 0-1 here on the way, swing and a miss as Matzis-Chapman went a chasing.
Got to be
count's
patient.
0-2.
Yeah, got to be patient here, and as we said, cannot put a whole lot of hits together.
Nick Pegg due up next. Colonials looking to finish off their season on a high note. A couple of wins. Again, they're taking on Waynesburg tomorrow. Next pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses low and outside. Moves the count now to 1-2 from Noah Matthews to Caleb Matzis-Chapman. Nice article in the Post-Gazette today as well on former Laurel Highlands coach Scott DeBerry. Of course, he was honored last Thursday. Retired his number down at Hutchinson Field in Hopwood, and the Mustangs trying to carry on the tradition. And the Mustangs this year actually wearing Debo's number on their hats.
Yeah, and a nice touch. And I did not make the ceremony. I actually got there a little bit later, but they had a fantastic crowd down there and a lot of people there to honor Scott.
Yeah, I wish I could be there as well last week. Tony had some other obligations here at the station last Thursday. Runner going here, and the ball just foul tipped there by Matsis Chapman. Would have missed low. And likely Skotulak would have had second base. No courtesy runner for Johnny, even though he's the pitcher today. Coach Pop letting him run for himself.
Yeah. He knows the game. He's a senior as well. Knows how to run the bases. Coach Pop has some confidence in him, so.
Nice to see all these local games this week. Of course, we have the Uniontown Laurel Highlands series for you on Monday and Tuesday as well here on WMBS, the South Union Township Sports Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. And now the Mustangs and the Colonials getting together today as Matthews will check Skotulak here. Head first slide back safely into the bag. And, of course, you have Uniontown playing down at Brownsville this afternoon as well. Unfortunately for Scooter Roebuck's squad, they won't be in the WPIAL playoffs this year either.
And that's a rare miss for his team. Normally that's a given every year, but this year just a little bit down and did not make the playoffs. But like you said, on the other end, here's Uniontown making it for the first time since 2014.
Hard to believe it's been 18 years since Albert Gallatin's been in the WPIAL playoffs. Runner going again. Next pitch to Matsis Chapman. Swing and a miss. That's strike three. Throw down to second and head for a slide back safely there for Johnny Skotulak. So 2 down now with Matsis Chapman striking out.
15.
That'll bring up Nick Pegg. Senior center fielder, always consistent. Numbers a little bit down this year with Pegg batting .214 with 2 RBIs, but he's a great overall athlete.
Oh, he's a fantastic athlete. Nice outfielder as well. Does a nice job at the plate. And as you said, probably didn't get to see a whole lot of pitches if guys weren't on base in front of him.
Runner in scoring position here. Matthews' first pitch to Pegg appear to be taken all the way. It's right down Main Street for a strike, 0-1.
And Skotulak not with a very big lead at second base. And again, McLean playing in at the cutout at third.
Now Matthews looking back again at second. Taking his time. Now he'll step off the mound. Saw a lot of that in the Uniontown Laurel Highlands series, especially on Tuesday here at Landman Field. That trend, unfortunately, continuing here this afternoon, at least for us.
Well, I didn't make it to the game, but I actually watched the game, so.
You know what we were talking about.
I do know what you're talking about. Yes, sir.
Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss there from Nick Pegg. So now 2 strikes on Nick.
Some work quick, some work not so quick. That's all.
Pegg will try to put the bat on the ball here for Albert Gallatin.
It's hard to believe that they only scored 16 runs.
All season.
All
Correct,
season.
Yep.
Whew. That's a rough year for Coach Pop and the boys.
Just over a run a game. A Matthews throw back to second. Good opportunity for Carson Scott getting the start today, playing shortstop. Got a couple of starts in place of Frank Kulo when Frank was out with the stomach bug earlier on this year. Getting the start for Tyler Sankovic here this afternoon.
And you get Joe Chambers in unfamiliar territory, too, on first base.
There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. I guess it was foul tipped. It was foul tipped. So Pegg staying alive. I'm sure Joe's used to it. He's played a lot of baseball over the years. I can't believe it's his first game ever playing first base, Tony.
No. But just rare to see him over there.
This year, at least for us.
Yep.
2-strike pitch again to Pegg. This time, swing and a miss, strike 3. No contact there, and back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. For Noah Matthews, he played a half inning. Mustangs coming to bat, scoreless. Albert Gallatin and Laurel Highlands here on the CR Prada Group High School Sports Day.
The WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Orthopedic and Spine Institute is open, and their experienced providers are ready to care for you. Orthopedic and spine care spans a wide range of problems, from arthritis to joint trauma caused by injury or overuse. Hips, shoulders, knees, and backs are the most common areas where patients experience pain or impaired function. At WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, they can treat orthopedic and spine problems with state-of-the-art care. Their board-certified orthopedic surgeons and specialists are well experienced in the latest treatments for damaged and diseased joints. They offer everything from physical therapies to joint repairs and joint replacements. Whenever possible, the newest, minimally invasive techniques are used to ensure quicker recovery, less pain, and less damage to surrounding tissues. To learn more about the newly opened Orthopedic and Spine Institute at WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, or to schedule an appointment, call 724-912-7533 or visit wvumedicine.org/Uniontown. WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital. The new us, here for you.
We're back here at Landman Field at Laurel Highlands High School. Mustangs coming to bat. Here's Tony with her lineup.
All right, for the Mustangs today, leading off will be first baseman Joe Chambers. Batting second, left fielder Ben Diamond. Batting in the third spot will be center fielder Carson D'Amico. Cleanup today will be third baseman Alex McLean. Batting fifth will be second baseman Frank Kula. In the sixth spot, Tristan McCoy, who's catching today. In the seventh spot will be the DH, Dan Carney. He'll be batting for Noah Matthews. In the eighth spot will be Braden McKnight playing right field, and batting ninth will be shortstop Carson Scott.
Defensively for Albert Gallatin, they have Cyrus Potko in left, Nick Pegg in center, and Caleb Matzis Chapman in right. Around the horn, Tristan Robinson playing third, Bryce Barton playing short, Gino Valenti, the freshman, playing second, Evan McGee playing first, Nate McCusker catching, and Johnny Skochalak on the mound for the Albert Gallatin Colonials. Don't have any numbers on Skochalak, but the lefty seems very crafty out there for Coach Pop's squad.
Well, it's probably going to be some good experience for the Mustangs here. Again, you don't see a whole lot of lefties in the WPIL, but you probably will see a couple during the playoff time, so good little tune-up here for the Mustangs.
You never know who you might get thrown up against in a WPIL first-round playoff game. If they throw a lefty against you, you have to be ready. Skochalak now getting set here for the first pitch to Joe Chambers in an unfamiliar position leading off today. And he'll take ball one, the senior first baseman today. Chambers got the start on Monday and picked up the win down at Bailey Park against Uniontown. Batting .294 with 5 RBIs. 1-0 pitch, and Joe sends this one high in the air to right center field. And coming over, the center fielder Pegg actually has to jump up a little bit there to make the catch for the first out of this bottom half of the first inning.
And Chambers, as you said, he pitched a fantastic game against the Red Raiders. Keeping him off balance and staying under 100 pitches. Did a great job.
Now Ben Diamond coming to the plate, the senior left fielder, batting just .206 with 7 RBIs. Ben would like to get his bat going a little bit here as we get ready for WPIL playoff time. First pitch to Ben, right down the pipe for a strike, 0-1.
Again, the lefty, Skochalak, a little unconventional. Looks like he hides the ball pretty well.
Yes, he does. 0-1 now to Diamond. This one hit hard on the ground to third. Should be a routine. Robinson, though, high throw, goes into the Mustang dugout, actually off the wall. They have to score that, Tony, E5.
Yeah, you're going to have it in E5 is right. Robinson had a lot of time, but just threw that ball over first baseman Evan McGee's head. He really had no chance whatsoever to get that.
I was worried for Jerry's health and our camera's health there for a moment on that throw.
It was high, but I don't know about that high.
I bring up Carson D'Amico, the senior center fielder, batting .400. A homer and 14 RBIs. And the first pitch. And therefore a strike to Carson, 0-1. You mentioned yesterday the Mustangs gave up 11 runs, falling to Thomas Jefferson 11-6. Used a number of pitchers, including Matthews, who pitched an inning against the Jags, which might limit his time on the mound here this afternoon. Next pitch misses there to D'Amico. Evens up the count now at 1-1.
And you mentioned Tyler Sankovich not being in the lineup and his father not at first base. You got Joe Bonadio coaching here. So Joe at first and Brad Yeoman at third.
No Braden O'Brien in the starting 9 either for the Mustangs today, as they went with a number of seniors as D'Amico fouls that one off.
Now, senior non-conference game. Give them all a shot. It's their last time here.
And a glance over at first from Skochalak.
And McGee holding Chambers. Chambers with a decent lead. I would not be surprised to see Skochalak come over.
Of course, Skochalak being the lefty has that clean look over at first.
Not a bad move. Chambers with about a 4-step lead, maybe a little 5-step lead right now. It's coming over again. No, nice move.
Now ground ball, hard hit going right between the wickets of the freshman Valenti at second base. Diamond heading down to third, throw coming in, close play, and Diamond is safe. Advancing down to second is D'Amico. Second error of this bottom of the first inning, committed by the Albert Gallatin Colonials.
Yeah, and really a double play ball there. Gino Valenti, the ball just stayed down on him. He thought it was going to come up a little bit. So now you've got runners at second and third. And the cleanup hitter, Alex McLean, who's been pretty hot over the last couple games.
McLean batting .362, a homer and 14 RBIs. Senior third baseman now coming to the plate here with 1 out and 2 runners in scoring position. Mustangs looking for the game's first run. And first pitch swinging, sent right up the middle into center field. Diamond scores. They'll hold D'Amico at third with a quick relay coming in. It's an RBI single to center for Alex McLean. First hit of the afternoon for the Mustangs.
Now batting for the Mustangs.
Well, first hit, but kind of feel bad for Scotchelak right there. Should have been out of this inning.
Yeah, gets a couple of ground balls. And as you said, the last one should have been a double play ball.
Yeah. So now you have Diamond scoring, another runner in scoring position. And you got to imagine that McLean's going to be taking off on the first pitch.
Now Frank Kula coming to the plate, hit a home run here on Tuesday for Laurel Highlands. Average at .262, 2 homers and 11 RBIs. First pitch to Frank, swing get a miss, strike one. Lefty versus lefty matchup here. And the interesting thing for Scotchelak with his delivery tone, it appears at times that he's actually trying to make a pickoff move over to first when he actually delivers the baseball.
Yeah, it is interesting, Brian. He kind of fakes that way and then has to get his body right to take it to the mound.
Now the 0-1, there he goes. He looks at first, now delivers the pitch, and Frank fouls it off. If you're not used to that, might take the hitters even a little while to get used to it, because if they see the wind up there and his look over to first, they might think he's throwing it over to first instead of coming home.
Well, you heard Coach Bonadio tell Diamond to get back on that first pitch. And you're right. Like I said, he tries to keep the runner close, but then has to come across his body to throw the ball to the plate.
Now the 0-2. Scotchelak to Cool, runner going at first, and Frank fouls it off as they send Alex McLean. It's one of those games, too, Tony. You might see a number of substitutions, especially in the later innings, as both of these teams being a non-conference game try to work some other guys into the lineup late.
Oh, I think we'll use a lot of ink today on the scorebook, Trust me, which is good.
There's a number of guys to get in here late in the regular season. Now the 0-2 again to Frank Kula. That pitch a little high. Takes us to 1-2.
Scotchelak's hoping now that he gets another ground ball like Valenti just saw. Possibly turn a double play, although Kula has pretty good speed.
19th regular season game of the year for Laurel Highlands. One shy of the maximum. Now runner going again. And once again, Kula fouls it off. We'll go 0-2 one more time.
Giving McLean a little workout here. Running that 90-yard dash.
Well, smile on his face coming back to the first base bag, Alex McLean.
He's taken off twice. Got to go back.
Have to think might be running for a third time.
Definitely.
He'll run. No, he's going to stay on the bag. This pitch misses. Takes us to 2-2. Scotchelak to Kula. Our Highlands Athletic Director Mark John Dwayne DuPont's been the athletic director at Albert Gallatin for the last couple of years as well.
That's a balk.
And a call it. Yes, they will.
Yeah. He rocked, didn't deliver. It's not a balk because there's a runner. The runners are on. Yeah. So it's a balk, but D'Amico's going to score.
That's a rare run scored on a balk.
Yep.
Don't see that very often. And now McLean advancing down to second. It's a 2-0 lead for Laurel Highlands. And Kula looks at strike three. So Frank goes down. Second out of the inning. And Tristan McCoy will come to the plate. We saw McCoy look solid in relief on Tuesday against Uniontown, and earning the start today. His average 300 with 2 RBIs. Sophomore catcher.
The Mustangs have been fortunate. They had good catching all year long.
Yes.
Kavanaugh did a nice job, and McCoy has too. whenever he was playing. So they've been pretty fortunate there. That's a key position in high school baseball.
McCoy, first pitch swinging, sends it deep to right, but backing up and making the grab there, Caleb Matzis-Chapman for the third out of the inning. But the Mustangs get 2 across and lead 2-0 at the end of 1 here on the C.R. Prada Group High School Sports Day.
Laurel Highlands 2.
Dinner's great. It's one of your top 3 favorite meals. You just don't want to have to make it. Well, with Jimmy John's, you don't have to. Whether you live in a sandwich delivery zone or head into the store, click to order at jimmyjohns.com.
Freaky fast, freaky good. Order online at jimmyjohns.com or call 724-437-6800 for delivery or curbside pickup. Jimmy John's, next to Walnut Hill. Shop and save.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
Going on now at Silver Chevy East.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $223 a month. First payment and security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit CHarperChevyEast.com. Chevrolet, 5 new roads. Lease is through GMF for well-qualified individuals at $10,000 miles per year, 24 months with $2,999 tax rate equity and GM Lease Loyalty or GM Lease Conquest. Payment is for tax, title, and fees. First payment and security deposit waived. Sale ends May 31st, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-668-2231.
Back here at Landman Field, we've played an inning, 2-0. Laurel Highlands leading Albert Gallatin. Our broadcast also on the South Union Township Sports Network, brought to you by the Sprouse Insurance Group in Uniontown and agent David Hughes. United Bank, Davis & Davis, attorneys at law. South Union Township supervisors Robert Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Southwestern Gastrointestinal Specialist, SWGI in Uniontown, Dr. Calabrese, Ruth Hart, Stokes and Hoppy, and Zebly Mahalav and White, Uniontown business and bankruptcy attorneys. So Albert Gallatin trying to get their bats going. It's Evan McGee, Nate McCusker, and Gino Valenti due up for the Colonials here in the top half of the second. First pitch swinging there, hard ground ball. Good snare, McLean. Throw over to first in time to Joe Chambers, and McGee retired on one pitch, 5-3 for the first out of this top half of the second inning.
Yeah, and a nice play there. As we said, McLean playing in a little bit, in on the grass, and it's probably making it a little bit easier because it's tough once it comes off of that grass into the dirt. So he's made a couple nice plays at third base so far here today.
Now Nate McCusker coming to bat here for Albert Gallatin, batting 196, 2 RBIs for the senior catcher for the Albert Gallatin Colonials. Matthews winds and fires the first pitch, a little outside for ball 1 to McCusker. Mustangs certainly busy this week, and nice we finally had a week full of sunshine, Tony. They were able to get 4 games in 4 days. Haven't been able to say that all spring.
It's been pretty tough. There's no doubt about it. And I was looking next week. It looks like a pretty good forecast outside of Monday and not too hot. So perfect baseball weather next week for the playoffs.
Of course, we'll see a lot of games in the postseason as well on artificial surfaces, as that one fouled off by Albert Gallatin's Nate McCusker to even up the count at 1-1. Go back to last year. In fact, I think the Mustangs played 3 of their 4 playoff games in artificial surfaces. They did play on the natural grass at Fox Chapel in the WPIL semis.
Right. Yeah, we were at what?
W&J twice and then Greater Latrobe once. That one in the dirt takes us to 2-1 from Matthews to McCusker. I think we're up on the hill for that Laurel Highlands North Catholic game at Latrobe.
Oh, yeah, I remember that game well.
That wasn't the cold weather game, though, was it?
No.
That was the Laurel Highlands game against Latrobe.
Yeah.
That was a cold weather game last year. That was actually warmer for that contest. We were there twice last year. Hard chopper going to short. That's Carson Scott, the sophomore. Over to first to Joe Chambers in time to retire Nate McCusker, 6-3. Carson getting a spot start today in place of Tyler Sankovic, but doing a nice job out there. Looked like Sank making that play.
Yeah, it
looked solid
pretty,
over to first.
Yeah, it looked pretty smooth right there.
Yes, he did.
Showed some nice range, nice arm.
You mentioned all these seniors on this Laurel Highlands team this season. They're going to need Carson next year for sure.
Yeah, you're going to need Carson, and you're going to need a few players. As we said, 9 seniors on this roster.
Gino Valenti, freshman for Albert Gallatin at the plate. Takes strike 1 there from Matthews, batting .216. Couple of RBIs. Talking to Coach Popovich, Valenti wasn't even on the varsity roster to start this season due to injuries. Put on the varsity squad, and here he is starting in the penultimate game of the season for Albert Gallatin against Laurel Highlands.
Well, that's the thing. When you have that many injuries, you can't do much about it. You got to find bodies somewhere. So fortunately, Valente was there for Coach Pop and able to insert him into the lineup.
Count now 1-1. Matthews' next pitch, fastball. Right down Township Drive for a strike, 1-2.
Yeah, and that's a rough season when you go 1-15. Don't score many runs, kind of get pounded. That's a long season for these kids. You kind of feel bad for them.
They've had good success, though, against Laurel Highlands over the years. In fact, in a similar situation last year, game played down at German Masontown Park, Albert Gallatin defeated Laurel Highlands by a score of 6-4. 1-2 pitch there in the dirt. And you look back at some recent results between the two schools. Back to 2019, Mustangs just snuck by Albert Gallatin 5-4 in Smithfield. Mustangs won 3-2. Actually, Albert Gallatin beat Laurel Highlands 3-2 in the second meeting. That ball hit on the ground and foul on the left side. Mustangs swept the Colonials in 2018, winning by scores of 7-2 and 12-5, but they split back in 2017 as well. Laurel Highlands won at home 10-3, and AG won at AG 4-3. That's the only meeting between the two schools this year.
I just remember a game back in 2011.
That was the rain 15-inning game?
That was the 15-inning game.
Yeah.
The game was actually, I was talking to Coach Lamon about that just last week. I'd seen him when we were talking about that game.
That was a year both teams, I think, struggled a lot, too. I think the Mustangs, going back to 2011.
Well, the Mustangs were in 6A.
Yep. Yeah, they went 2-17 in 2011, 1-11 in the conference. And that only WPIL win was over Albert Gallatin. They won that 15-inning affair.
Yes.
Their other win that year came in Myrtle Beach over the Friends School of Maryland.
Yep. Yeah, that was my son's junior year.
As Matthews issues a walk here to Gino Valenti, and now the Colonials with a base runner here in the top of the second with 2 outs. And Laurel Highlands on top by a score of 2-0.
Yeah, that was a pretty rough year as well. Played some good teams in Hempfield, Latrobe.
Yep.
Norwin was unbelievable.
I remember going up to that Norwin game. I think they pounded the Mustangs in 3 innings.
Well, that was
15-0.
Well, their first baseman, that Matajevic, got called up by the Astros
a
couple weeks ago, so he had a couple home runs in that game.
I mean, they were absolutely solid that season.
I think they had 7 guys go D1.
Wow. Yeah, it was a tough conference. That was when we had 4 classifications. Mustangs played in 4A.
Yeah, 4A. Yeah, I don't want to say 6. They change them every year anyway, it seems.
And the throw over to first. Head first slide back safely there from Valenti. I think they went to the 6 classifications, mid-2015, 2016 or so?
Yeah, I think it was around then. Kind of spread stuff out a little bit. Guess it gave more chances to get into the playoffs.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
More opportunities to be competitive. You add 2 classifications to the mix. That pitch in there for a strike to Cyrus Podkol, the sophomore left fielder, batting .148 with 4 RBIs. 2 strikes on him here, facing Noah Matthews.
Yeah, Matthews trying to get out of this inning. He's only thrown 12 pitches so far.
On a throwovers to first, though.
Yeah.
Another one coming right here. Back safely again is Valenti.
Yeah, I'm not so sure I'd worry about the runner as much. Doesn't have a big lead. Chambers is holding him, but
still early on, 2-0 lead for the Mustangs. 2-strike pitch here, hit high and in the air to right center field. It'll be the right fielder Braden McKnight shading the eyes and making the catch for the 3rd out of the innings. Albert Gallatin strands Gino Valenti, who walked. Just 1 hit so far for Albert Gallatin. That was the Scotchy Lag single in the first, way to the bottom of the second. 2-0 lead for the Mustangs over the Colonials here on the CR Product Group High School Sports Day.
I'm attorney Rob Harper, and I'm happy to be joining Bill Martin and Tripp Radcliffe at Radcliffe Law in Uniontown. I grew up in Uniontown and chose to make Fayette County my home. I also represent the county as an assistant district attorney, and I know my way around a courtroom. If you are hurt in an accident, buying or selling a home, need assistance with an estate or will preparation, call me at Radcliffe Law, 724-439-3939. The initial consultation is free. Radcliffe Law, making the law
The
personal.
Catholic War Veterans is a veterans organization located in Fayette County since 1950. They are proud to advertise on WMBS sports programs and to contribute to the Veterans Hospital, local sports teams, and scouting organizations. They'll be having their Veterans Appreciation Breakfast on May 22nd. Police, firefighters, and first responders are also welcome. Additionally, their 12th annual Frank L. Musica golf outing is this year. They have proudly given 37 scholarships to area students since its inception. Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 in Hopkins.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sprowell's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowellsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Dan Carney, Braden McKnight, and Carson Scott due up for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the second inning. Laurel Highlands a 2-0 lead on the Albert Gallatin Colonials, and Johnny Skocilak's first pitch. And it's a first pitch swinging from Dan Carney, and Carney sends it high in the air to right field, getting under it and making the catch. Caleb Matzis-Chapman, the Albert Gallatin right fielder who made the final out on Tristan McCoy in the bottom of the first, makes the first out on Dan Carney here in the bottom of the second.
Well, one pitch, one out. That's what all these coaches want to see. Limit the pitch count, maybe get a couple more innings out of these guys.
That broke up Carney's perfect average for the season. He came in 2 for 2. Now Braden McKnight at the plate, and Braden will take the first pitch here, low and outside for ball 1.
And McKnight got his picture in the paper the other day, headed to Penn State Fayette.
Good. I think Noah Matthews headed there too for the Mustangs. 1-0. A little low. Takes us to 2-0 now to Braden McKnight.
And you get Carson Scott waiting on deck.
And Gary and I talked about that the other day as well. Fayette's gotten a number of players from Laurel Highlands, especially who played baseball over the last couple of years.
Yeah, actually they need some pitching.
Their season, unfortunately, already done with. The USCA Baseball Championships actually being held this coming weekend out in Du Bois. Heard you're headed up there to do some games. A 4-pitch walk issued there to Braden McKnight.
I don't know about that. I thought you and I were going.
Carson Scott now coming to the plate. This will be his first plate appearance in a varsity game this season for the Mustangs, when he got a couple of these spot starts for Frank Cole, and Frank was ill earlier in the year. They had DHs for him, but getting an opportunity to bat here against the lefty Skocilak with McKnight on first. And one out here in the bottom of the second, and the Mustangs on top 2-0. First pitch to Carson, a little high for ball 1. Of course, his brother played out at Penn State Fayette this year.
Yeah.
Caleb.
Actually did a lot. Pitched, caught, played some outfield. Pretty much did everything.
I remember
for
a game when he was
Fayette.
playing for Laurel Highlands, he actually pitched and caught in the same game.
Yep. Yeah, we
that
did
is
that
not
game.
easy.
No, it's not
I remember
easy.
talking about that, how the transition from doing one to the others, that one's fouled off there by Carson on the left side.
Well, you talk about a pitch count. You go 100
on both
pitches,
sides,
but guess what? You're throwing the ball back to the pitcher just as much.
Yeah, it has to be one of the toughest tasks, I would think, especially in the high school or college game, to transition from one to the other, especially in that stance for a couple of innings and have to get loose again and throw on the mound or vice versa.
Most definitely.
Skocilak stepping off, and they have McKnight going down to second. Throw there, and Braden beats it out.
Yeah, he had a good jump, but easily made it to second base. Actually, did not even make the tag on him. He was already in the bag. So nice piece of base running there by McKnight.
Aggressive base running paying off there for Braden. He's down at second. Scott still at the plate. Counts 1-1, and a 1-1 pitch swing and a miss there from Carson takes us to 1-2.
Yeah, I didn't think McKnight had a huge lead. They did catch him leaning, but just a little slow in getting it to first base, and by the time they got it to second, McKnight was already there.
1-2, a little outside. Takes us to 2-2. And Brian Morozak alongside Tony Hanola today. Jerry Dupay behind the camera. Frank Kula helping us out with our Score Hub. Nice to have our new intern, Sarah Camp, in the house with us tonight as well. And Nick Barczyk back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios. 2-2 on the way, and Carson with a rip down the third baseline, and that ball's going to drop fair, gets past Cyrus Potkel, goes all the way back to the wall. Scoring on the play is McKnight, and it's a stand-up double in his first varsity plate appearance for Carson Scott.
Well, good start for Carson. Get him a little experience at the varsity level, and here it is. He produces right away.
Yeah, that's good as well, Tone, because you get into a playoff game, you need a pinch hitter coming up.
Yeah.
You need somebody who's going to give you a little bit of a spark.
He's going to have a little confidence now, that's for sure.
And a lead now of 3-0 for Laurel Highlands over Albert Gallatin, and back to the top of the order in Joe Chambers.
Yeah, and another runner in scoring position with Scott at second. Chambers flew out to center field his first time up.
I'll take the first pitch, a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Chambers came in with a .294 average and 5 RBIs, senior first baseman. And Carson also picked up an RBI there as well.
Yes, he did.
0-1 now to Joe, and Joe with a rip into center field. Now a one-hop in front of Nick Pegg. Scott will hold up at third. Pegg has a gun, firing it in to Skojulak. But Chambers, his first hit of the afternoon, producing again. As his bat has gotten hot over the second half of the season. And I'll bring up Ben Diamond, who got on via an error first time up and scored a run.
Oh, and you'll have to imagine that Chambers is going to take off on the first pitch, put 2 players in scoring position here for Diamond. And you're right, Coach Yeoman looked at the scouting report. He knew Nick Pegg had a pretty good arm out there, so he was not even thinking about sending Carson Scott to try to attempt to score.
Runners on the corners, 1 out here in the inning, and Diamond takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Well, Pirates baseball on the way after our broadcast here today. Jonathan Guth getting a week off of Greater Uniontown Sports Talk. Johnny tells me he'll be back next week.
Well, he gets to listen to the Pirates tonight.
Yes, he does, and we all do too. Skojulak's next pitch to Diamond popped up in foul territory. Waiting for the bang on the roof, it never came.
I think it drifted behind us.
Yes. That'll move the count to 0-2. Now a little meeting here. And odd that this meeting occurring on an 0-2 count. It's Coach Popovich bringing in the whole infield.
Maybe he saw something in delivery, or maybe just trying to set things up. Tell him don't worry about the runner as much. Chambers not with a very big lead at first.
No.
Probably just tell him throw strikes and let's try to get out of this inning. You do have 1 out.
And Coach Popovich has been around the block.
Yeah, he's in the American Legion Baseball Hall of Fame.
Nice. Did not realize that.
Yeah. He's a celebrity.
6th year here at Albert Gallatin. Of course, Brad Yeoman in his first year taking over for Scott DeBerry, who passed away this past July. His number retired by Laurel Highlands last Thursday. And all the Mustangs wearing number 24 in their hats all season long in memory of Debo.
Yeah, and that was tough. It's a tough loss for the program.
Here's Diamond putting it on the ground to third, and that's a fair ball. Right down the third baseline. Scott will score on the play. Here's the relay coming down to third, not in time. Chambers safe at third as Potkel's relay to Robinson. Didn't even force a slide there from Joe.
D'Amico.
So an RBI for Ben Diamond. That's his 8th RBI of the season.
Well, 3 straight hits for the Mustang after a walk. So after 1 out, now Skojulak trying to get out of a jam here.
You've had 4 straight Mustangs now reach base safely, as Tony said, and now Carson D'Amico coming to the plate like Diamond got on via an error and scored a run first time up. The first pitch from Skojulak misses there for ball 1.
Well, and again, surprisingly, the Mustangs have not run when they've had runners on the corners.
At this point, with being a non-conference game, you're maybe not taking as many chances. D'Amico swings and misses there to even up the count at 1-1. With these two teams knowing each other as well, maybe a little looser played than it might be in a highly contested, tight conference game.
Well, you also know that AG's been struggling.
Yeah.
So you don't want to.
Want to have good sportsmanship out there.
Exactly.
Runner going, though, here. Pitch missed. Throw down to second. Actually cut off there by Skocilak. Moves Diamond into scoring position.
They must be hearing us. Trying to make us look bad.
Well, the first base coach can hear us pretty good.
Yeah, that's right.
Right below us. There's another rip from Laurel Highlands, and Carson D'Amico sends it in the gap in left center to score a pair of runs. Chambers scores. Now Diamond will score, and it's a stand-up 2 RBI double for Carson D'Amico, and Laurel Highlands has blown this game open early on.
Well, nice piece of hitting there by D'Amico, and D'Amico's been steady all year long.
McLean.
Average now over 400.
He's had a great senior year.
Now Alex McLean, the 7th Mustang to bat here in the bottom of the second. Again, we play 7 innings here in the high school game. They do have a 10-run rule after 5, 15-run rule after 3. We'll see if any of that comes into play here this afternoon. First pitch here to Alex McLean, and therefore a strike 0-1.
And as I said, D'Amico picking up 2 RBIs there. McLean singled his last time up.
Mustangs trying to keep it going, and McLean chops this one up the middle and through into center field. D'Amico held up at third, excuse me. I think you have to give McLean another hit there for Laurel Highlands.
Oh, most definitely. Perfectly placed.
Baseman, number 3.
Valenti tried to get to it, but just couldn't get to it on the hot shot.
That's 5 straight hits. 6 straight runners have reached base now for Laurel Highlands. That's going to be it for pitcher Johnny Skocilak. Visit to the mound second this inning, and Skocilak's going to get removed. So we have a pitching change. All Laurel Highlands up 6-0 here at the bottom of the second. We'll take a quick timeout here on the CR Product Group High School Sports Day.
Uniontown Detailing offers an all-inclusive auto care experience. Services include full auto detailing, professional ceramic coatings, window tinting, undercoating, paintless dent repair, and more. Uniontown Detailing has moved to a new location on 255 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown. Stop by and check them out today. Best of luck this season to all local teams from Uniontown Detailing.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman is your go-to agent in Uniontown for the service you deserve at the price you want. So try to combine home and auto today. State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 724-592-6308 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
General Dentist Dr. Edward L. Wietek Jr. treats children, teens, and adults of all ages. Dr. Wietek performs all phases of general dentistry, including crowns and bridges, partials, full dentures, comprehensive orthodontics, root canals, bonded white fillings, dental implants to replace missing teeth and to stabilize loose-fitting dentures, and comprehensive exams and cleaning. Dr. Wietek's office is located on the National Pike, 1 mile west of the mall on Route 40. Call him up at 724-439-1616 for Dr. Edward L. Wietek, Jr.
Back here at Landman Field, 6-0. Laurel Highlands leading Albert Gallatin. New pitcher for the Colonials is Nick Pegg. Couple of defensive changes. Caleb Matsis Chapman was playing right. He moves into center field. And Johnny Skocilak, who was pitching, now playing right field. We got our first look here at Nick Pegg. Talked about how great of an overall athlete he is, Tony. We'll get to see him pitch here this afternoon.
Yeah, he comes in a tough situation, as you said. Runners again on the corners. Skocilak only threw 37 pitches in those inning and a third.
Frank Kula, the 8th Mustang to bat here in this bottom of the second. Inning that's already produced 4 runs and an opportunity to add a few more on here this afternoon as well. Giving Pegg a few more pitches. Again, they weren't able to really loosen him up, Tone, because he was out in center field at the time.
Right. And you can see that he's got some heat. He's going to rely on that fastball, no doubt. The Mustangs still with only 1 out.
Again, the WPIL playoff pairings come out at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. We'll post up on our social media sites here on WMBS. Let you know where the Mustangs, the other teams in our coverage area, are headed, and let you know our broadcast plans as well for next week. All of our video broadcasts next week will be housed on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. We'll post the links up on all of our normal outlets as well. It's due to some contractual obligations. The Trib Live High School Sports Network having exclusive rights for the playoffs. But it'll be our same broadcast with our same friendly announcers. At least we hope you think we're friendly.
They don't know me well.
First pitch missing low there to Cool, 1-0. Maybe hoping for some doubleheaders next week. You never know.
Yeah, I know.
I'd love to see Laurel Highlands and Uniontown at the same site on Wednesday.
That would be fantastic.
1-0 here to Kula, a little low and outside.
Let's make a call. Let's get them at Hempfield.
Yeah, I'll take wherever they put them at. Just, it would be convenient. I know Hempfield's convenient for you.
Hempfield's convenient for me.
Even Greater Latrobe's not bad.
No.
Play there under the lights.
Yep.
4:30, 7 o'clock game would be perfect on Wednesday.
Yes, it would.
You can work the full day, come on over, and do a little high school baseball.
That's it.
Next pitch to Kula, swing and a miss.
I like the way you think. That'd be perfect. Come over, do a doubleheader.
Here's what has to happen. One of us needs to get on the committee so we can be able to make all these decisions and then get the favorable locations for all of our broadcast plans and regular day jobs as well.
And we need a connection in there.
Yes. They haven't had one in Fayette County over the last few years. I think the former Uniontown athletic director, the late Richard Constantine, might have been the last from Fayette County, maybe on a WPIL board.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I'm unaware of anybody else, that's for sure. Well, hopefully it's close.
Yes. I haven't heard any rumblings about ain't playing any home sites like we had for basketball. It's cool. It takes a strike there.
Well,
takes us to 3-2.
You know, you mentioned too. I mean, they take into account a lot of weather and things like that. And you're right. You know, but you see the same places. You see West Mifflin. You see Washington. You're going to see Latrobe. You're going to see places with turf, and that's okay.
Now the 3-2 pitch. Runner going. Pitch misses low, and Frank Kula with a walk.
So first walk issued by
now batting,
Peg.
Number 16.
You've now had 7 straight Mustangs reach base safely here in the bottom of the second inning. Scores at 6-0. Bases now loaded for Tristan McCoy, who flew out to right to end the bottom of the first inning.
Well, the fly ball here to right will score another run.
Infield coming in at first and third and get the force out at home. First pitch here to McCoy, a little high and inside for ball one. And we saw McCoy on Tuesday swung the bat well against Uniontown.
Well, the thing about it is here, Brian, you got McGee playing in at first, so Cole is able to get a huge lead at first base. So anything in the gaps, he's going to be able to score as well from first base.
1-0 pitch, low and outside, takes us to 2-0.
And it's tough to come in a situation like this. Really, you're right. He hadn't warmed up much, and now he's coming in. 2 runners on, now 3 runners.
2-0 pitch. That one a called strike. Takes us to 2-1 now. Tristan McCoy came into the game with a .300 average, 2 RBIs. Only a sophomore for Laurel Highlands. See a lot of Tristan in the coming years. In fact, Carson Scott, Tristan McCoy, and Devin Kravosky, the only sophomores on the varsity roster for Laurel Highlands. That one fouled off. Now 2 strikes on Tristan.
As we said, 9 seniors, but you do have a lot of talent coming back. You've got Sankovic, you've got Cooley, you've got Gesk. As you said, sophomore Carson Scott. You've got Kravosky again, only a sophomore.
McCoy puts it on the ground and threw again all the way out to the wall in left field.
And Cooley's going to be able to score.
D'Amico scores. McLean scores. Kula scores. It's a 3 RBI double for Tristan McCoy. So he came into the game, Tony, 2 RBIs, had 3 RBIs just on that hit.
Designated hitter number 8.
And it's a 9-0 lead
Carney
for Laurel Highlands, and Dan Carney will bat for the second time in this half inning.
I'll tell you what, he put a jolt into that too. Ball almost bounced over the fence after the first hop. And as we said, Cooley able to get a huge lead with the corners playing in.
Some of the glare at first, Tony, I didn't realize how far that ball was going to carry.
Yeah, no, it carried a long way.
First pitch missing a little low there to Carney. You got that low sun right now. I was thinking the ball was closer to the ground than it actually was when it came off of McCoy's bat.
Yeah, no, he jolted that. I mean, he pulled that right down the line. Stayed fair and almost bounced over the fence.
That one low in the dirt. Good block. Runner going and no throw. You have the courtesy runner. That's Patrick Cavanaugh running for Tristan McCoy. Of course, Patrick and Tristan have shared the catching duties for the Mustangs this season.
Right. And still only one out.
6 across here in the bottom of the second. The way this is going, this could be a 3-inning game today. And Mrs. Lowe.
Well, like it's tough when you have not a lot of pitching at the high school level.
They're going to loosen up another guy down there, too. That's 32, looks like.
Alex Dahlback.
Yeah. Next pitch to Carney. And therefore a strike.
As you said.
Count out 3-1.
Carney flew out to right field to start this inning. Braden McKnight waiting on deck. He walked.
3-1. It's low for ball 4, and another Mustang reaching base safely. That's 9 straight that have reached base safely here in the inning.
Braden McKnight.
Not very often, Tony, you see that.
No.
Braden McKnight got everything started with a walk, stole a base, and scored a run first time up.
Yeah, so that's the second walk issued by Pegg in relief.
McKnight batting from the left side against the righty Pegg. He'll foul off the first pitch there.
And actually, I'll try to finish up the numbers on Skokalak here.
Well, you add them up. Might have to carry a couple ones there, Tone.
Got to do some ciphering.
Yes. Maybe Sarah has a calculator in her bag over there to help you out a little bit.
Well, let's see here.
Pitch on the way, and this one popped up. This should be an out for Albert Gallatin. Potko moving over to the line, and he'll make the catch. Mustangs will not tag. Goes a fly out to left for the second out of this bottom half of the second inning, and that'll bring up Carson Scott. Sophomore shortstop today, RBI double, and scored a run earlier on this inning. He's the 12th Mustang to bat here in the bottom of the second. Inning that's already produced 6 runs for Laurel Highlands.
Yes, it has. So Skokalak, final numbers, he pitched 1 1/3, gave up 8 runs, 6 of them were earned. Gave up 6 hits.
Runner going there, hops away from McCusker, and that'll score Cavanaugh. And the lead now 10-0. As moving down into second base now is Carney.
So yes, 8 runs, 6 of them earned. Gave up 6 hits, had 1 strikeout and 1 walk in 1 1/3 inning. Through 37 pitches.
It was Cavanaugh that scored on the play, running there for McCoy. And Scott takes this pitch and a late called strike. Our home plate umpire even up the count at 1-1. So not often, Tony, see the lead at 10-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Pitch to Carson, hit on the ground, and this one a little hard hop there on Valenti. Stays with it, throw over to first, and out at first is Carson Scott to end the inning. So it goes in the books 4-3, but an inning that produced 8 runs for Laurel Highlands. And the lead at 10-0. Laurel Highlands over Albert Gallatin after 2 here in the CR Product Group High School Sports Day.
Sam Davis was a gift. Unlike anyone else that matters. Sam get through the federal court system with the best possible outcome.
Davis & Davis, personal injury and workers' comp.
We at Davis & Davis are humbled by what our clients have to say about us. If you've been injured, call me, Jim Davis, for a free consultation. We have been helping injured people for over 40 years. Call 724-437-2799.
UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
On the go? No time to stop? That's when you'll love Peach & Pharmacy's curbside pickup at Peach & Market in downtown Connellsville. Next time you have a prescription to get, let Peach & Pharmacy make it easy for you. Call ahead at 724-626-9600 or send a message. Let friendly curbside pickup keep you right where you want to be, in the driver's seat. Peach & Pharmacy, your local pharmacy.
Back here at Mustang Field, a 10-0 lead for Laurel Highlands over Albert Gallatin as we move to the top half of the third inning. Bryce Barton will come to the plate for the first time in this game. Will be followed by Tristan Robinson, and Johnny Skotulak. Noah Matthews still on the mound for the Mustangs. First pitch in there for a strike to Bryce Barton, who comes in with a 100 average. Junior shortstop with 3 RBIs so far this season. First 2 innings, Tone, took an hour.
Well, a lot of runs scored there, Brian.
For sure. Big swing and a miss there from Barton. Makes the count 0-1.
Yeah, it's tough. Give up 10 runs in the first 2. Kind of took the wind out of the sails for Albert Gallatin.
Try to get a couple back here and extend this game as much as you can. And you have the 10-run rule after 5, 15-run rule after 3. So realistically, if the Mustangs would hold Albert Gallatin without a run here in the top half of the third, then score 5 in the bottom half of the third, the game would be over. There's a called strike 3 as Matthews sends down Bryce Barton. And 1 away here in the top of the third. Now the top of the order, and Tristan Robinson coming to the plate. Senior third baseman batting .317.
Now the third strikeout of the game for Matthews. And you're right, Robinson the last time up hit a shot down to McLean at third base, but McLean able to keep it in front of him and throw Robinson out.
First pitch to Robinson, a little high for ball 1. Too bad no one has any video of that Peters Township Albert Gallatin game. And that would have been fun to go back and
It would, yeah. Well, you never know. Might be something.
I think that game was that AG.
Oh.
Pitch misses.
I was going to say, if it was at Peters, you got a chance.
Yep. Counted 2-0. Matthews to Robinson. Grounded out 5-3 first time up. Next pitch on the way. Therefore a strike, 2-1.
And Matthews with a good outing here so far. You said the senior. Pitching a nice game so far for the Mustangs. Good to see him come out and throw strikes, too. He had a long second inning there.
Breaking ball there, well hit and through on the right side into right field. Braden McKnight will get the relay coming in, but it's a 1-out single for Tristan Robinson. Second hit of the afternoon for Albert Gallatin. Johnny Skotulak, who had the first hit of the afternoon for Albert Gallatin, comes to the plate. Single to left center field back in the first inning.
Single to left and was stranded at first base. So now let's check out Robinson at first. Again, not a very big lead. Matthews still going to go over.
Yeah. Back safely.
Yeah, I think at this point in time, just work on the batter. You've got a 10-0 lead, and really not a huge lead there by Robinson. Save your arm and throw the pitches.
Yeah, I agree. 10-0.
Yeah.
No reason to throw to first. A little low there to Skotulak.
Yeah,
evens up the count at 1-1.
You just want outs, and really you just want to come in and bat again.
Yeah. No reason to extend things any more than you have to.
You're not going to pick anybody off anyway.
Over to first. He's not listening to you.
Nope.
Because a lot of times in that situation, just getting a rhythm, when there's a guy on first. You throw over to first in that situation, check him.
Yeah, but
Robinson, leadoff hitter.
That's tough, though. I mean, you've got 1 out. And the thing of it is, you throw it into right field.
He's saying, Mr. Hanola, I'm pitching, not you.
Yeah.
Let me do what I want to do.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Why would he listen to me anyway? Nobody else does.
Another throw over to first. Now he might just be doing it for spite.
Probably can hear me.
Up there. Yeah. I think I'm going to show him.
That's it.
5 straight throwovers to first.
Teach that idiot up in the box.
Next pitch on the way. That one a called strike. To Johnny Skotulak.
What's he know about pitching anyway?
Takes us to 2-2.
And Scotchelak, as we said, got the start here today on the mound. Just tough sledding for him.
2-2 on the way. That one missed inside. It'll be 3-2. Ball got away there from McCoy. Allow Robinson to advance down to second.
So we'll give him a SB on the wild pitch. So now he's in scoring position. Scotchelak looking to pick up his second hit of the game. Might score a run here.
Counts full at 3-2 with first base open. 10-0 lead for the Mustangs. Payoff pitch here misses for ball 4. And a one-out walk issued to Johnny Scotchelak to put 2 on here for Albert Gallatin.
Yeah, the second walk of the game for Matthews. And you got to wonder if Scotchelak's going to take off on the pitch. Chambers going to play behind the runner, obviously, with a 10-run lead.
Well, if Scotchelak's going to run, then Robinson's going to run.
Well, true. Sorry about that.
And Matthews now, first pitcher to Matsis Chapman, who he struck out back in the first inning. On the way and in there for a strike. 0-1, took a little bit off that pitch.
Yeah, Matsis Chapman was the first strikeout victim for Matthews in this game. His first time up.
Cloud's actually rolling in a little bit. Things cooling off a bit. That ball well hit into left center field and diving. And
nice
did he make the catch? Yes, he did.
What?
Diving and getting in center field, Carson D'Amico.
Great catch. Stretched out. Web gem for Carson D'Amico out there.
What a grab from Carson. His solid defense continues in center field. Second out to this top of the third inning now with Nick Pegg coming to the bats.
Saved a couple runs as well.
Yes,
that
he
ball
did.
gets past him. Both of those runners score. Nice catch by Carson. Just stretched out. Caught it on the backhand. Beautiful catch.
So now Nick Pegg at the plates. First pitch to Nick. A little inside for ball 1.
D'Amico's played great defense for the Mustangs. You're right. Throughout this whole year. He's had a nice senior season. She said batting over 400, made a number of great defensive plays.
Throw back to second, goes into center field, but D'Amico quick to pick it up, and you had Robinson with a head-first slide kind of hanging on the bag a little bit there, unable to get up and try to advance down to third.
Yeah, the ball really didn't go far. Kind of thick grass out there, too. We saw that on a couple of the hits. They really didn't scamper through the outfield a lot, so D'Amico able to charge it. Would have had a pretty easy throw at third.
This pitch missed there outside to Nick Pegg. It's a 1-0 count. That was the first pitch delivered to Nick. Check that second, 2-0 then. Now the 2-0. Now in there for a strike, 2-1. Throw back down to first. Scotchelak back safely.
Well. Need the third out here in this inning. Got two runners on, as we said. Great play by D'Amico to save a couple runs. Matthews looking for the third out of this inning.
That one's low and outside.
Looked like he was a little mad at himself there on that pitch. Looking to not walk the bases loaded.
3-1 pitch. This ball chopped to short. Scott there, flipped to second to Kula to get the out. Goes 6-4 for the final out of the inning. So the Colonials end up stranding 2. Go to the bottom of the third, 10-0. Laurel Highlands over Albert Gallatin here in the CR Product Group High School Sports Day.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? M&R Transit is now hiring van drivers. Van drivers must be 26 years of age, have a valid driver license, and a clean driving record. Van drivers must be able to obtain all clearances. For more information, call 724-439-3164. That's 724-439-3164, or apply in person at M&R Transit, 253 South Mount Vernon Avenue. M&R Transit wishes the Laurel Highlands Mustangs good luck.
Uniontown Detailing offers an all-inclusive auto care experience. Services include full auto detailing, professional ceramic coatings, window tinting, undercoating, paintless dent repair, and more. Uniontown Detailing has moved to a new location on 255 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown. Stop by and check them out today. Best of luck this season to all local teams from Uniontown Detailing.
Fayette County Recorder of Deeds John Marietta would like to wish the Laurel Highlands Mustangs, the Uniontown Red Raiders, and all of our local high school baseball teams the best of luck this season and invite you to listen to his show every Tuesday at 3:15 here on WMBS. Good times and good food. It's all at Potter's Bar and Grill on Morgantown Street in Union. So get out of the house and make your next night out at Potter's Bar and Grill on Morgantown Street in Uniontown. Call them up at 724-438-9835. That's 724-438-9835. Or visit Potter's on Facebook. We'll see you at Potter's.
We're back here at Mustang Field, Landman Field here at Laurel Highlands High School. Moving to the bottom of the third inning, a 10-0 lead for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs over the Albert Gallatin Colonials. Nick Pegg starting his second inning of work. Came on in relief of Johnny Skotulak. And he'll face the top of the order, Joe Chambers, Ben Diamond, and Carson D'Amico. The Mustangs starting their third trek through the order. We're only here in the bottom of the third inning, and Pegg throws that one in the dirt to Joe.
Chambers 1 for 2 on the day. Singled his last time up and scored on that Carson D'Amico double.
Pretty amazing, though, when you're averaging 9 guys up per inning. Granted, it's early.
Yeah, this is true.
10 already across, and Chambers a chopper there going to short. That's Barton. Over to McGee to retire Chambers 6-3 for the inning's first outs.
Nice play there by Barton.
Now batting left field.
Good arm.
Ben Diamond.
Showed a nice arm, nice range there.
I bring up Ben Diamond. Ben got on via an error first time up, scored a run. RBI single, stole a base, scored a run in the second.
Now Nick Pegg settling down here a little bit.
Gets a strike there on Diamond. Count to 0-1.
D'Amico waiting on deck.
One out here in the inning. 0-1 pitch, a little low, evens up the count at 1-1. Mustangs 2 in the first, then 8 in the second. Now we're working here in the third. 1 out, nobody on.
I'd be kind of interested to see where the pairings are tomorrow, Brian. That's something that everybody looks forward to, try to figure out where you're going to play, what you're going to do. And you're right, I think Connellsville will have a play-in game, more than likely.
5A, correct.
Yes, in 5A. As you said, hopefully the Mustangs and Uniontown get good seeds.
I think you're looking at Uniontown, third place tie with Elizabeth Forward. They split the season series. If the Mustangs get the 5, you'll have probably Uniontown slotted as a 10 or 11 as Diamond strikes out for the inning's second out. But let's look at the standings in 4A among the three conferences. I think you're going to look at your top 4 seeds. Montour, we talked about, number 1, so pencil them in. West Mifflin or North Catholic for number 2. I think I'm going West Mifflin. You might even have Beaver take the 3 over North Catholic. That's what happened last year. Just a tougher conference. 2 losses came against Montour.
Right.
Then North Catholic in at 5 as a conference champion.
Yep.
So I think those are your top 4 seeds. Those are the teams that are going to get the bye. So then you have Highlands, an 11-6 team that went 6-4 overall against Laurel Highlands, a 12-6 team that went 9-3 in the conference. It's had a pretty good playoff history over the last couple of years. So I'd slot the Mustangs in at the 5.
Yeah, I think you're going to be correct.
Next pitch here to D'Amico. This ball hit and through on the right side, right in between Valenti and McGee. And D'Amico's hot play continues. 2 RBI double last time up, single to right field there, and gives the Mustangs a base runner with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, his second hit of the game. She said he reached on an error the first time up.
So then you look to the 6th seed. I think you go Highlands behind North Catholic in Section 1. Unless you're going to go Quaker Valley or Blackhawk, they're 7-9 and 9-7, respectively. Yeah. So we'll put Highlands in at 6. As now you have up for the Mustangs, Alex McLean. Alex will check swing foul on the left side. So then you're looking at your 7th seed. You got Indiana, 6-4, 10-7. Knock, 6-4, 10-7. Quaker Valley 7-9, 6-6. So you have Elizabeth Forward and Uniontown. Warriors 8-6, Red Raiders 9-7. Both teams 6-6 overall. So you go in there for 7.
Well, you got to figure.
That's a tight one because
Yeah.
all teams similar records, and they all finished in 3rd place. You basically have the top 2 teams out of each conference there.
Right.
And you have Quaker Valley and Blackhawks, sub-500 records, and play tougher schedules.
Right.
So you have to take that into account as well. There's another rip. That one in the gap in left center for Alex McLean. Heading down to 3rd is Carson D'Amico. He'll slide in safely. McLean almost caught there in between the bags, and he's ruled safe at 2nd.
Yeah, he was fortunate. Kind of got caught halfway and able to get in there safely. Going to dust himself off. That's going to bring up Frank Kula.
And what you actually might see happen back to the seedings, Tone, so you seeded your top 6, and from 7 all the way down, I think you're just going to have matchups against teams that aren't in the same conference.
I agree.
So if you're going to put, I don't think it really matters number-wise that much. You just want to make sure you don't have the same teams out of the same conferences playing one.
Well, they're not. Yeah, no, they're not going to let that happen. You know that.
Now at the plate, Frank Kula takes the first pitch for ball 1.
That's extremely rare that they match up teams.
So for the
from
sake
same
of
section.
so for the sake of just putting numbers in, you can put Indiana at 7, and then you can move Elizabeth forward to 8. Then you're going to have Quaker Valley at 9. That way you'd have an EF Quaker Valley matchup.
Uh-huh.
And then you have Indiana at 7. You could put Uniontown at 10.
Yep.
And then you have to look at who your 6 is, which is Highlands. And you have Blackhawk at 11, and your 5's Laurel Highlands, and put Knock in at 12.
There
And
you
you can
go.
slot those however you want. Because I think from 6 on down, Knock might not be the 12th seed, but I think you might see a team like that get a 12th seed just if you're going to put Laurel Highlands at 5.
Right.
But I think it's pretty much pull names out of a hat from 7 through 12. It's cool it takes a strike there. And the count of 3-1.
Well, we have.
And then you'll have all the, if that would happen, you'd have all the Knock people upset saying, oh, we're 10-7, we're seeded 12th, and we're a lot better than that Blackhawk team, or that Quaker Valley team that's 7-9 overall. But again, I don't think at that point they're just trying to make sure teams from the same conference don't play one another. You're going to have a 3rd place versus a 4th place no matter what, or a 2nd place versus a 4th place and 2 third places playing one another.
Well, you always have somebody who's not extremely happy with where they're seated. I mean, we've seen it a number of times, basketball-wise, baseball-wise, everything else.
But it's tough really to decipher, I think. You look at 4A baseball, you get past the top 6 to kind of put names and numbers out there.
Right. Well, and you're right. I think they just try to match it up to where you're not playing a conference opponent.
Kula walks back to the same situation. You had 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Now 3 straight Mustangs have reached base safely. 2nd walk for Kula.
Now batting the catcher.
Now Tristan McCoy coming to the plate. We saw some activity earlier out of the Albert Gallatin bullpen. Nobody warming up right now in place of Nick Pegg. But again, your next option might be somebody that's playing the field right now. And Tristan McCoy, 3 RBI double, scored a run last time up after flying out to right during his first at-bat. He'll take the first pitch for a strike. And talking about other teams in our coverage area, you mentioned Connellsville likely playing a play-in game, I would think, in 5A. Might play Monday or Tuesday. Then you look at California. They're probably going to be in that 8-9 mix again in 2A where they were a season ago. End up running against Seton LaSalle as that one ripped foul in the quarterfinal round. You actually did their first round game last year, Tom. I think that was at Hempfield, wasn't it?
It was at Hempfield. Yes, it was. And they played Swickley Academy, I think it was.
Was it?
Yeah. Trying to remember. Memory's not that good anymore, Brian, but, you know.
They always seem to have a solid team.
They had a real good team.
They're not conference champions. They're in 2nd place. Usually find a way to get a playoff win. Just a consistent program. Kind of like Brownsville. Unfortunately, Falcons not in the playoffs this year.
Mm-hmm.
Their Scooter Roebuck squad. Scooter's going to coach football in the fall as well. Did you see that?
I did see that. Yeah, interesting.
So, hey, I'll take the job. And Brownsville playing as an independent in the fall. And that ball hit on the ground, making the play there. First baseman.
Oh, he dropped the
Evan
ball.
McGee. They didn't hang on.
No, he dropped
Scores
the ball.
a run for Laurel Highlands. Wow. Should have been the 3rd out of the inning.
Well, it's going to go E1.
On the little flip there from McGee to Peg.
Danny
Yeah.
Carney.
It scores D'Amico, and it's an 11-0 lead for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and actually, hindsight's better, but McGee probably could have taken that himself.
Yep.
So now Kavanaugh going to courtesy run again for McCoy.
Third error so far for the Colonials defensively. Had 2 back in the first inning. Now you have the bases loaded. You get a home run here, Tony. Actually would end the game. It's 11-0. You make this 15-0. Now the game in 3 innings.
Well, I'm sure Dan Carney would like to walk out of here on senior day with that grand slam.
Carney came into the game 2 for 2, flew out to right first time up, and walked during his second at-bat in the second inning. That Sun now behind the clouds. First time the Sun's been behind the clouds in about a week, it feels like. Things have cooled off a little bit. That one low, hopping away. Mustang's going to try to get another run, play at the plate, and safe at home is Alex McLean. It's now 12-0. Runners advance up as well. You have Kula now getting down to third, and Kavanaugh running for McCoy now into second. A lot of filled-in diamonds there in your book, Tony.
I know. I'm running out of red ink. Hey, while we have a break, I got to wish a happy birthday to my baby boy, Anthony.
Oh, wow.
The Chud Bones, 28 today.
Congratulations to Chud.
So happy birthday to Chud.
Then we have Emily had a birthday earlier on the season.
Yeah.
During our game broadcast, too, didn't she? She turned, 30?
She turned 30. She
Wow.
was in April, so, yep.
That was during the Laurel Highlands Trinity game.
Yes, it was. Look at that. Good memory by you.
Throw back down to third. Just a little low. I remember you weren't sure if you'd be able to do the game. She thought there might be an Emily's birthday party, and then Emily said, "No, Dad, I'm going out with friends. I don't want to hang out with you."
Yeah, she said I don't like you anyway. Just go ahead. Just go ahead and do the game. I've seen enough of you over the last 30 years.
Go have fun, Dad.
That's
that one
it.
low, hopping away from the catcher, McCusker. And that was actually ball 4, so load up the bases once again.
And Carney now.
Number 5, Braden McKnight.
Peg with walk number 4. So now McKnight, you said, walked his first time up, flew out to left field.
5 straight Mustangs, again, have reached base after the first 2 outs recorded here this half inning. Been by far the most lopsided game we've had here this year. Our 15th broadcast of the season, at least on the WMBS side, between Uniontown and Laurel Highlands. He added up last night, Tony. We've done 73 games in WMBS this year.
Yeah, I was going to say that's pretty impressive, Brian.
Busy sports season.
Yes, it has.
That doesn't account for me. Some of the soccer games I did for South Union as well. Probably their game total is probably close to our game total on the South Union side as well. If you factor in soccer and some of the girls basketball they did, there's a ground ball and another fumble. Wow. That goes E6. Play at the plate. Out at home is Kavanaugh to end the inning. They did score Kula to make it 13-0. So they get 3 runs here in the bottom of the third, and we'll continue on at least for now into the top of the fourth. At 13-0, Laurel Highlands over Albert Gallatin here on the C.R. Parada Group High School Sports Day.
Going on now at C. Harper Chevrolet.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $223 a month. First payment and security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit CHarperChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Lease is through GMF for well-qualified individuals at 10,000 miles per year, 24 months of $2,999 cash trade equity, and GM Lease Loyalty or GM Lease Conquest. Payment is with tax, title, and fees. First payment and security deposit waived. Sale ends May 31st, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-929-8000.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
Spring forward to home construction season with First Federal of Greene County. First Federal's construction and improvement loans puts you in charge of your dream home project with all the tools you need. First Federal offers construction loans, owner-builder loans, and home improvement loans. With offices in Fayette, Greene, and Washington counties, your loan stays here. Visit with a First Federal loan officer today or apply online at firstfederalofgreene.com. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 458729.
Back here at Landman Field, 13-0. Laurel Highlands leading Albert Gallatin. For the Colonials, Evan McGee, Nate McCusker, and Gino Valenti due up here in the top of the fourth. So at least headed to the fourth, Tony. Again, you have that 15-run 3-inning rule. Won't hit that at least in 3. Could hit it in 4. The 10-run rule through 5. Might have a shortened game anyways because of that. Now you'll have McGee leading things off here, facing Noah Matthews. Matthews will wind and fire the first pitch. McGee first pitch swinging, pops it up. In a shallow left, charging is Ben Diamond will make the catch. And he was able to hang on after a little juggle there for the inning's first out. You mentioned your son having a birthday today. How about 60th wedding anniversary? Wishes out to Bob and Eileen Gesk, CJ's grandparents, celebrating anniversary number 60. So happy wedding anniversary to them. 60 years, a lot of time.
Wow, congratulations. That is a long time. 60 years.
Nate McCusker now at the plate, grounded out, 6-3, first time up. First pitch here for Matthews, low and outside for ball 1.
Yeah, I don't know if my wife could put up with me for 60 years. Holy smoke. Yikes.
My mother celebrated birthday 78 last week.
Is that right?
The day before Mother's Day. Happy birthday to her. That one fouled off.
I was going to say, did you get rained on out in Ohio, by the way?
I did. Friday we got 9 in playing golf, but it was miserable. Then we got 18 in Saturday. It was a little better, still wet. And Sunday had nice weather.
Yeah. I was thinking about you. I'm thinking every time you go out of town to play, you get rained on.
Every time I go away, something happens. A little chopper to short. Scott's there. Throw over to first. In time to Chambers. McCusker retired. 6-3. We'll be golfing together, Tone, in a couple of weeks, playing in the benefit for the South Union Township Rec Center down at the Uniontown Country Club. Had an opportunity to play in it a season ago. I thank our buddy Jim O'Neill for setting it up. We'll have Dave Dunaway with us in our foursome.
Wow.
Yes.
Celebrities.
Yes.
Jim O'Neill and Dave.
That'll be a lot of fun. It'll be the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend. I'm sure there's still spots available. We had a good time last weekend.
Laurel Highlands football boosters are also going to have an outing. It's in July, and what did I text you, 16th or 17th? I'm trying to remember. Joe Farron's asked me to give him a shout-out about the outing. Give him a little plug.
I'll try to check my text messages and find out the date.
Yeah, because I had texted to you, so I didn't forget. Needless to say, I did.
Forgot. You're right. Your memory is getting better.
I told you, yeah. Well, see, I'm 60. That's I'll go along with their anniversary.
Our buddy Gary Frankhauser checking in. Listen to our broadcast here today. Next pitch on the way. A little outside there to Gino Valenti. Freshman walked first time up. That's July 15th, the Laurel Highlands football golf outing at Uniontown Country Club.
Okay.
Uniontown basketball also having their golf outing in August as well. I saw Coach K sending that out. He was watching our broadcast a little bit earlier. That ball from Valenti hit high in the air to Carson Scott. Will make the grab for the third out of this top half of the fourth. So 1-2-3, top half of the fourth. 13-0 Mustangs over the Colonials. Go to the bottom of the fourth here in the C.R. Parada Group High School Sports Day.
Does your car sound like it's saying, "Trade me in, trade me in," every time you start it up? Well, go to Ford of Uniontown and trade it in. That's right, your Uniontown Ford dealer is ready to assist you with a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV purchase. Ford of Uniontown has all the deals, all the inventory, and they are ready to deal. It has never been a better time to buy a Ford. Service is their top priority. No matter where you purchase your Ford car or truck, Ford of Uniontown will be happy to service it for you. They offer Ford-trained technicians, Ford-certified parts and service, 1-year, 12,000-mile parts warranties, and new state-of-the-art service equipment. Call or stop in today to see the hometown service of Ford of Uniontown, Route 40 West across from Applebee's. So listen to your car the next time you hear it say, "Trade me in, trade me in." Ford of Uniontown, Route 40 at the top of the hill.
Mom Maruka's Pizza Shop, located at 64 Barton Mill Road in Uniontown, is your prime place to enjoy local high school sports. Mom Maruka's is family-owned and operated where pride of ownership certainly shows. The Sampson family carries on the tradition of homemade pizza, salads, subs, and wings. Mom Maruka's is open Monday through Saturday, 4 to 10 for indoor-outdoor dining and takeout. Call 724-438-9066 or visit MomMarukaPizza.com for their menu.
We're back here at Landman Field, 13-0 Mustangs over the Albert Gallatin Colonials. New pitcher for Albert Gallatin, Alex Dahlbeck. Dahlbeck on a pitch. Looks like you have Nick Pegg back out in center field. See if Matsis Chapman's out there in right. Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
So it might be Scott Ulak out of the game. It looks like out in the left. No, Scott Ulak's in the left, so Cyrus Potkel's out of the game. As we make our defensive changes. So again, to recap, Dahlbeck pitching, Pegg back in center, Scott Ulak in left, and Matsis Chapman in right. And you'll have Carson Scott leading off the bottom of the fourth inning here for the Mustangs. 13-0.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. I'm just trying to work up final numbers here for Pegg. You just said now Dahlbeck on.
It'll be Scott, Chambers, and Diamond. Hitters 9, 1, and 2 for Laurel Highlands here in the bottom of the fourth. The Mustangs managed to muster 2 runs. The game will end due to the 15-run rule, and if not, we'll play the top of the fifth, and if Albert Gallatin doesn't score 4 runs, the game will also end. So I don't think we have much baseball left here, Tom.
No, it doesn't sound like it, Bry.
First pitch high there to Carson Scott for ball 1 from Dahlbeck.
So some quick numbers on Pegg. 1 2/3 innings. Gave up 7 runs on 7 earned runs on 4 hits. Struck out 2 and had 4 bases on balls in that inning and 2/3.
Got now 2-0 to Carson Scott, and Scott will take this pitch for a strike and we'll move to 2-1.
Scott, as you said, having a good day in his varsity debut at the plate.
Looked very solid in the field as well.
Yes, he has.
Again, an RBI double. His first plate appearance. Is this one on the ground? Is that fair? No, it's foul. Down the third baseline. Take the count to 2-2.
Yeah, he has looked smooth at short, no doubt.
We brought in our subs as well. Sarah's now running the score hub for Frank Cool, who's out ordering pizza.
Yeah, Frank's he's trying to cap off these senior day activities with a little pizza coming in for the team.
Also, Mr. Sankovic celebrating a birthday today as well. He's 82.
Oh, congratulations, Coach.
Maybe that's where they're all at, Tony, celebrating today.
Yeah, might be.
Now batting number 1, Joe Chambers.
I guess Scott struck out down there.
Scott struck out, yep.
We were celebrating birthdays, so
yeah,
happy birthday, Mr. Sankovic.
Yeah, Coach Sankovic, congratulations.
This one popped up in foul territory. Go over the dugout here out of play, 0-1.
Yeah, actually got hooked up with Coach and his son Brian and Tom for a little while at the night at the races, the fundraiser that the Mustangs had.
Another pop-up in foul territory. Colonials almost had a play on. Unable to haul it in there was Evan McGee. Ball drops foul for the second strike on Joe Chambers.
Had a nice night. Had a few adult sports drinks, watched the horse races. And
is there anywhere you go where that's not the case?
Church. And if I get the hankering, I go get communion.
0-2 on the way, pop foul. That's a good one.
Well, I mean.
You're the one who's walking through the communion line like 2 or 3 times. Just
like
to get,
a bridal dance.
Yeah, just to get extra bread and wine.
Priest said, what are you doing back? Just coming back to make sure you're okay here, Father.
0-2 again to Joe Chambers.
Thought it was.
This is what happens in a 13-0 game.
That's true.
Chopper to shorts. Barton throw over to first in time to McGee to retire. Chambers 6-3 for the innings. second out, so now Ben Diamond will come to the plate.
Ben Diamond.
And now they're going to keep an eye on me at church on Sunday.
Yeah.
I squealed on myself, man.
They'll have one of the ushers coming over, just like, well, they'll start pointing at you, like, watch this guy.
Just start throwing more money in the basket. You'll be able to go through a couple times.
Wafers only for you.
That's it, right. Yeah, on a bread diet.
Ball 1 to Ben Diamond. Hope this game ends quickly here. It's going to get in trouble here in the late innings. If it goes 7, could get ugly for us. Strike there for Ben.
We're trying to behave,
yes,
for the most part. FCC hasn't come on us yet, so.
Next pitch on the way. It's license renewal time, so we have to be on our P's and Q's.
Yeah. 73 games will get your license renewed.
Try to provide a good community service for sure.
Yeah, no kidding. That's fantastic, though, really, for the kids and the fans.
And the whole video element, and again, thanks to Jerry and all the folks at South Union for their help as well. Grounder to second, and play not made there by Valenti. So the Mustangs get another base runner. Ben Diamond with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
Center fielder Carson D'Amico.
Of course, the guy back there pushing all the buttons, too, makes it possible. Nick Barczyk back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios. Nick's dedication to the station is second to none.
I would agree. He's employee of the year every year.
Yes, he is. Carson D'Amico back at the plate. First pitch swinging. Sends it on a line into center field. Catch made there by Nick Pegg to end the inning. So we played 4. It's 13-0. Laurel Highlands over Albert Gallatin. If the Colonials don't score 4 in the top of the 5th, it'll end. We're back with the top of the 5th right after this on the CR Product Group High School Sports Day.
Going on now at Sea Harbor Chevrolet.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $223 a month. First payment and security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit SeaHarborChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Lease is through GMF for well-qualified individuals at 10,000 miles per year, 24 months of $2,999 cash trade equity, and GM Lease Loyalty or GM Lease Conquest. Payment is with tax, title, and fees. First payment and security deposit waived. Sale ends May 31st, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-929-8000.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman is your go-to agent in Uniontown for the service you deserve at the price you want. So try to combine home and auto today. State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 724-592-6308 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here at Landman Field, this could be it. Top of the 5th inning, 13-0. Laurel Highlands over Albert Gallatin. Colonials with hitters 8, 9, and 1 up. It'll be the pitcher, Alex Dahlbeck, batting in the spot that was previously occupied by Cyrus Potkel. Noah Matthews still on the mound here for the Mustangs.
As we said, Matthews going to go 4 or 5. He's going to get a complete game if he can get out of this inning.
Pretty impressive considering he pitched an inning yesterday as well down at Thomas Jefferson. Misses on the first pitch a little low there to Dahlbeck. 1-0.
And actually, I'm going to take a look at something here.
I was going to look for Dahlbeck's numbers.
Oh.
One of these folders here.
It's going to be
right
right
and a
there.
miss, even if they count at 1-1.
That's going to be there. Second page.
There we go.
There you go.
And Dahlbeck batting 154 without an RBI this season. Lefty Dahlbeck against the righty Matthews. Fouls off the 1-1. Takes us to 1-2.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see. So, yesterday Matthews only threw 16 pitches.
Okay.
So
there was no limit on him today. He was
right,
under 25,
yeah. Right,
26.
Yep, that's what I was trying to check out and see. I had looked at the box score from yesterday.
Must have felt pretty good about where he was at as Dahlbeck fouls off another one there on the left side. Went off the school bus.
There you go.
You have to watch where you park. Sarah says she's glad she moved her car because there were some foul balls back where she was parked.
You got to park behind the school bus, Sarah.
Yes.
You'll learn this as an intern.
Only day 2 on the job for her. Already doing a great job. Next pitch to Dahlbeck. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 1 out. Here in the top of the 5th.
Shortstop, Bryce.
Sarah comes to us from California University of Pennsylvania. Actually, she's an Albert Gallatin grad, so
she has mixed emotions
Yes.
about this game.
Played on the soccer team down at Albert Gallatin.
She's rooting for alma mater, but she's really just rooting to stay on the WMBS staff.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, just checking. That was a 4th strikeout on the day for Matthews.
Now Bryce Barton at the plates. First pitch to Barton, and therefore a strike. Of course, we do a lot of work on the South Union side as well with Gary Smith from CUTV. He does a great job down there. Our South Union sponsors today, the Sprouse Insurance Group, insurance agent David Hughes, United Bank, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, South Union Township Supervisors Robert Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, Southwestern Gastrointestinal Specialists, SWGI in Uniontown, and Zebley Mahal and White, Uniontown Business and Bankruptcy Attorneys. 1 out here in the inning. Matthews facing Barton, who fouls one off. Counts at 0-2.
Another good crowd here today, though,
Yes.
Brian, for Senior Day.
Able to live stream those Senior Day festivities for you earlier. If you missed them, we'll have them up on the archive on both the WMBS and South Union Township Sports Network Facebook pages. Have them up on YouTube for you later on tonight as well. Ball there from Matthews takes it to 1-2.
Yeah, perfect day for baseball.
Yep, sun's back out. Good daylight now, not getting dark till 8:30, 9 o'clock. Have some time, go home, grab dinner, take the dog for a walk.
There you go.
Enjoy the evening.
You and Murray.
Yes.
Scamper along.
I am down on the Sheepskin Trail at 6:45 this morning, taking a little walk before work.
I was thinking about you.
I like that trail. I try to use it as much as possible, and it's great to see the folks from the city of Uniontown extending it as well, and I think at some point we'll get it going all the way through the county.
Be a nice touch.
Counts now at 2-2.
And you watched your Penguins last night?
Yeah, that was not pleasant. I'm worried about the rest of the series.
Yeah.
No positive news today yet on Sidney Crosby, unless Nick has something for us back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios. Time permitting before Pirates baseball tonight. Nick will have a local news update for you as well.
Yeah, not that he didn't get cheap shotted or anything.
No, of course not.
Yeah, right.
I think it's also the 30th anniversary of Adam Graves' slash on Mario Lemieux.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Back in the 91 playoffs.
Yeah, just an entirely different game once he went out.
And is that strike 3? No. Ball called there on Barton. Take us full of 3-2.
Barton struck out his only plate appearance. Waiting on deck, leadoff batter Tristan Robinson.
Yeah, and this could be it with the 10-run rules. We work here on the top of the 5th. Colonials need 4 runs to extend this game. We have 1 out, nobody on base, as Barton's at the plate as we work here in the top of the 5th.
Colonials have 2 hits on the day, Robinson and Skoklak, and they've left 4 runners on base.
That one high and inside, and that's ball 4 to Bryce Barton. So a little life for the Colonials. If they get 4 here, Tone, in the top of the 5th and extend
Third
this.
baseman Tristan Robinson.
Well, that's only the 3rd walk issued by Matthews. That's going to put Barton at first, and now Robinson.
Had a hit last time up, single to right field, stole a base.
Grounded out to third baseman McClain his first time up.
What's a pitch count at on Matthews right now?
I've got him at 74 unofficially.
That ball, a little nubber, could be trouble. Kula, though, going back. Nice catch there for Frank for the 2nd out of the inning. Got on his horse, able to back up and make the catch. And a nice home run here, Tone, on Tuesday.
Yeah. I was listening to you guys fish with a nice call.
Yes. Called both of Frank's home runs
Yep.
this year. I think Frank's going to want Gary just to do all the games. Won't Won't be allowed to do play-by-play anymore.
That's
So
it.
Frank's up.
I'll be out.
Yeah, you'll be permanently out, and I'll be shuttered anytime Frank's in the play. Gary has to do play-by-play. Now at the plate here, Scott Ulak fouling it off. He's been on base in both plate appearances. Single to left center field back in the first inning, walked in the third.
It was forced out on a nice play by Carson Scott as he flipped it to Frank Kula for the final out of the third inning.
Now the 0-1. Throw over to first.
And not exactly sure why Chambers is holding Barton on at first.
13-0.
And I don't. I mean, you get 2 outs. Play behind the runner. I mean,
Kids are getting pizza after the game too. You think they'd be excited about that?
yeah, you think they'd be in a hurry to get out of here to get it.
Another one fouled off into the lots. An empty spot there.
Well, they got to wait for Frank to bring it back.
Yeah. He was in the snack bar a couple minutes ago. I don't know if he was going to pick it up or they were delivering or what the deal was.
Yeah, not sure.
Nonetheless, Mustangs trying to finish this one off. 0-2 to Scott Ulak. Noah Matthews trying to finish it here. Pitch on the way, breaking ball, and that one just nub foul. Reminder, stay tuned after the game for our post-game show brought to you by State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Lauren, always a good neighbor in the neighborhood. Her dad, Tim Mahoney, celebrated a birthday last week as well.
Yeah, I heard that. Heard that on yesterday's broadcast. He's a loyal listener, too.
Yes, he is.
They listen to all the basketball games, away games, and listen to a lot of our broadcasts.
2-strike pitch. This ball golfed into right, and that's going to fall into the gap. Ball rolling back towards the wall. Finally tracked down there by Braden McKnight. It's a stand-up double for Johnny Scotchulak, who's now been on base safely in all 3 plate appearances in this game.
Now batting number 1.
Really
Caleb Matsis.
no chance for Barton to score there. Oh, is that right? Jack's in the house.
Jack Marucci.
Jack made a bat on the lathe, and next thing you know, he's got 300 players in the major leagues using his bats and gloves.
Frank said he's coming down for an honorary degree tomorrow from WVU. There's a well-hit ball through, and Albert Gallatin's going to have their first run of the afternoon. In fact, they're going to get 2. Comes the relay in from Ben Diamond. It's a stand-up double, and 2 RBIs for Matsis Chapman.
So now all of a sudden, the bats are coming alive for Albert Gallatin.
So you had Barton score, Scotchulak score, and it's 13-2.
13-2, and Caleb Matsis picks up 2 RBIs. Also picks up the 4th hit of the day for Albert Gallatin.
Nick Pegg at the plate. First pitch from Matthews, and Pegg, this could be trouble in a shallow right, but charging, diving,
Nice
and getting
catch.
The game's final out is Braden McKnight. Good play from McKnight out there in right field, taking one away from Nick Pegg to end this game at 13-0. Mustangs win it. Back to tell you all about it on our post-game show brought to you by State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman. Comes your way next here on WMBS, the Trim Live High School Sports Network and the South Union Township Sports Network.
On the go? No time to stop? That's when you'll love Peachin Pharmacy's curbside pickup at Peachin Market in downtown Connellsville. Next time you have a prescription to get, let Peachin Pharmacy make it easy for you. Call ahead at 724-626-9600 or send a message. Let friendly curbside pickup keep you right where you want to be, in the driver's seat. Peachin Pharmacy.
Looking for the highest quality products at the lowest prices? Shop and save on Walnut Hill and Uniontown has the widest selection of brands and the freshest offerings around. They specialize in your family's grocery needs. Save big and sign up for the Shop and Save Perks card to get money-saving benefits and discounts on gas. Shop and Save. Walnut Hill Road, Uniontown, open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. Working hard to offer you the best at Shop and Save because it's the just right thing to do.
Going on now at Silver Chevy East.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $223 a month. First payment and security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit C. Harper Chevy East. $10,000 miles per year, 24 months with $2,999 cash trade equity in GM Lease Loyalty or GM Lease Conquest. Payment is for tax, title, and fees. First payment and security deposit waived. Sale ends May 31st, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-668-2231.
When your car is damaged, the name to remember is Ted Silva and Son Body and Fender Repair. Currently in their 59th year of providing quality, reliable service to the community, Ted Silva and Son offers complete collision service, minor to major repairs, frame and unibody repair, and glass installation. They will gladly blueprint your vehicle for repair, and they will work with your insurance company. With a paint booth that utilizes the environmentally friendly waterborne paint process, Ted Silva and Son not only cares for our community and our children, they care for our environment. Located on Atlas Road in Hopwood, it is the goal of Ted Silva and Son to alleviate the stress of an accident and assist you in any way possible. Family owned and operated for 59 years. Call 724-437-2351 for Ted Silva and Son Body and Fender Repair, LLC. Proud to sponsor local high school sports.
Casey's now offers a sit-down banquet hall at 65 Lebanon Avenue in Uniontown and can seat up to 50 people with kitchen facilities. Let Casey's fine staff cater it for you. A perfect intimate setting for your small affair, such as showers, reunions, or after funeral dinners. For all information, phone 724-550-4126. That's 724-550-4126. 724-550-4126 for Casey's Sports Cafe.
With branches in Markleysburg, Connell, Somerset Trust Company is truly Fayette County's community bank. We invite you to stop by and experience the Somerset Trust Company difference. Local decision-making, convenient locations, extended hours, award online and mobile banking, and more. Somerset Trust Company, community banking worth talking about. Branches and ATMs throughout Fayette County.
Sam Davis was a gift from heaven. He knows the law and the court system unlike anyone else I've ever met or seen. Sam helped me get through the federal court system with the best possible outcome.
Davis & Davis, personal injury and workers' comp.
We at Davis & Davis are humbled by what our clients have to say about us. If you've been injured, call me, Jim Davis, for a free consultation. We have been helping injured people for over 40 years. Call 724-437-2799.
We're back here at Landman Field, 13-2 your final score. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs defeating the Albert Gallatin Colonials. Our post-game show brought to you by State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman. Here's Tony with your game summary.
For the victorious Laurel Highlands Mustangs, they scored 13 runs on 9 hits. They left 4 men on base, and they committed no errors in today's game. Matthews, his final pitching numbers, he threw a complete game, 5-inning game, gave up 2 runs, both of them were earned, gave up 4 hits, struck out 4, and walked 3. The hits for Albert Gallatin, Scotchelak had 2, Caleb Matzis-Chapman had a double, and he drove in 2 runs, and Tristan Robinson with the other hit for the Albert Gallatin Colonials. Also for the Mustangs, hitting-wise, you had Carson D'Amico go 2 for 3 with a couple RBIs. Alex McLean 3 for 3. He had an RBI. Tristan McCoy with a double that scored 3 runs, 3 RBIs. Carson Scott with a hit. And you also had Ben Diamond and Joe Chambers with hits, and Diamond had an RBI as well. So the Mustangs put together 13 runs here today. And as we said, the offense was a little bit tough over the first 2 games of the week with Uniontown, but they came alive here today and put it on Albert Gallatin. For Albert Gallatin, as we said, they scored 2 runs on 4 hits. They committed 5 errors, and they left 5 men on base. Winning pitcher in today's game is Noah Matthews, and the losing pitcher is Johnny Scotchelak. So the Mustangs get a big win and get ready for the playoff season.
And we'll preview what's coming up next week when our post-game show brought to you by State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman continues. 13-2, your final Laurel Highlands over Albert Gallatin.
On the go? No time to stop? That's when you'll love Peach & Pharmacy's free prescription delivery and mail service. Call 724-626-9600 or send a message and ask about free prescription delivery and mail service. Next time you have a prescription to get or need a refill, have it delivered to your home or workplace. Prescription at your doorstep from Peachin Pharmacy.
Peachin Pharmacy, your local pharmacy.
Going on now at Sea Harbor Chevrolet.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $223 a month. First payment and security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit SeaHarborChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Lease is through GMF for well-qualified individuals at 10,000 miles per year, 24 months of $2,999 cash rate equity, and GM Lease Loyalty or GM Lease Conquest. Payment is with tax, title, and fees. First payment and security deposit waived. Sale ends May 31st, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-929-8000.
UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while convenient location and hours, part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
Mama Ruka's Pizza Shop, located at 624 Barton Mill Road in Uniontown, is your prime place to enjoy local high school sports. Mama Ruka's is family-owned and operated where pride of ownership certainly shows. The Sampson family carries on the tradition of homemade pizza, salad, subs, and wings. Mama Ruka's is open Monday through Saturday, 4 to 10 for indoor-outdoor dining and takeout. Call 724-438-9066 or visit MamaRukaPizza.com for their menu.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that's our driver or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to SproulsInsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all.
Spring forward to home construction season with First Federal of Greene County. First Federal's construction and improvement loans puts you in charge of your dream home project with all the tools you need. First Federal offers construction loans, owner-builder loans, and home improvement loans. With offices in Fayette, Greene, and Washington counties, your loan stays here. Visit with a First Federal loan officer today or apply online at firstfederalofgreene.com. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 458729.
The Catholic War Veterans is a veterans organization located in Fayette County since 1950. They are proud to advertise on WMBS sports programs and to contribute to the Veterans Hospital, local sports teams, and scouting organizations. They'll be having their Veterans Appreciation Breakfast on May 22nd. Police, firefighters, and first responders are also welcome. Additionally, their 12th annual Frank L. Musica golf outing is this year. They have proudly given 37 scholarships to area students since its inception. Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 in Hopwood.
Back wrapping things up from Landman Field here on our postgame show, brought to you by State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman and Tony Mustangs in the WPIL playoffs. Starting next week. Last year they played on a Wednesday. We'll see what happens this year. The playoff committee will meet tomorrow, and we'll know about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon where the Mustangs are headed.
Well, looking forward to find out where Laurel Highlands and Uniontown are both going. Like I said, we wish them both well in the playoffs. Hope they're in it for quite a while for the next couple weeks. And we saw Laurel Highlands have a couple nice runs over the last couple years, and hopefully they can continue that, and hopefully Uniontown can start some type of tradition.
13-2 your final score here this afternoon. Thanks on the South Union Township Sports Network as well. Township supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Breeze Line Cable, Armstrong Cable, and of course Gary Smith from CUTV. For Tony Hanola, Jerry Dupé, Sarah Camp, Frank Cole, and Nick Barczyk, this is Brian Morozek, and have yourselves a pleasant good evening. Mustangs win it 13-2. So long, everybody.
UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive.